executive order, but it's people that have been hired solely on agreement that they can remote work. People bought houses in different locations because of remote work. That's a hard one, bro. I don't know if that's. I get it's
Bro,
an executive order, but they're gonna drag their feet on executing that in terms of all the federal agencies.
That nigga just
let me
paused for
ask you
all federal
something, bro.
hiring.
Ask you something, bro. Have you ever had any job in the world that feels bad for you that you got your bills behind so they can't let you go or they can't fire you? You think they
You,
care that you
you
got a
say
good
what?
house? I said that's a valid statement. Have you ever
But
worked in a
it's a
job
lot.
that's
It's a
scared
lot of
to lay you off?
like union agreements in place and all of that as well too. So it's gonna take a while. I mean, I ain't saying it's not gonna happen because it's an executive order, but
Oh, Bang's a federal worker?
Yeah, he's a
it's
federal
it's
worker,
gonna
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
snap.
it's, it's gonna be
but
hard.
he works in office, so he's good. He's good.
But
He's
but
safe.
I tell her work 2 days out of the week though, and oh man, I
Oh,
was
he's
pissed
about to
when I
go to
seen
the
him that
office 5 days a week now.
dude. That's what I'm mad at because I make your work week go by quick, dog. Not
So
working Monday to Friday.
who is considered a federal worker?
You work for the U.S. government,
Um,
nigga.
so that's the
Marlo, don't you work for the
FDA,
U.S.
that's
government?
federal.
Nah, I'm a
FBI is
contractor.
considered federal. DOD is considered federal. IRS is considered federal.
This nigga knows all of them, all the fucking names. You know all the alphabets?
It's a bunch of federal agencies.
Nah, my company works for the federal government, but we don't actually work for them. We're contractors, so I'm chilling. I'm still remote, nigga.
Yeah, see,
Nigga,
y'all
Marlo's
got it because y'all
lucky.
contract support.
Bane can't lose his job though, because I think it's secured. It's protected or some shit. What is it called? What is it
It's
called,
gonna be
Bane?
He's
what?
locked in.
Where you're not on probationary period and you've been there for a long time,
Nah,
so
yeah. So it depend on your agency. My agency do like I think they used to do a 2 year, but now it's a 1 year. It's hard. It's hard to get fired from the federal government when you get on. You have to do something real stupid or crazy to get fired.
because even if they wanted to delete your position, they would put you on
You
to
know
another agency, right?
Yo, believe
what I
believe it
was
or not,
trying.
a lot of federal agencies don't even require a drug screening.
Nah,
But what I was
shit.
gonna
Now
try
he's
to tell
exposing them.
this stone-headed guy is I was still finishing my statement. I was gonna tell you gotta realize United States works from the worst case scenario backwards. I guarantee you, even in the federal company, I guarantee you can look it up right now. That contract, especially a education contract, the very first thing they'll tell you is that you can still get laid. It does not guarantee job security. It does. Those are key things I'm pretty sure they will tell you, like, bro. I'll put money on that, bro.
Wait. You talk about federal employees or contractors?
Bro, I'm just you gotta realize is
He's talking about
when it
federal
comes to like
employees. Crash out on him, Bang.
when it comes when it comes to
Bro,
things
it's
like this, right?
hard. It's
Let
hard
me
to
let me
fire
let me,
a
let me
federal
finish my
employee. But
statement, bro.
you have you ever
When
worked
it
for the
comes
federal government?
when it comes to economy and economics and law and things like that are sensitive to the government like that, there's no that sense of you immune, it goes away. Unless you're the president, then you're arrested. But even the whole thing he's doing with it, just like look at this, he put a hiring freeze, right? Who got directly affected? The federal companies. Everybody's getting an email like there's a hiring, whether you're the lieutenant or something, there's no exception. It's just simple terms, bro. America doesn't play that. I'm trying to. You can't be
Bro,
naive, brother.
you know what a
It's
federal freeze is? You know what that is?
what?
How you
What
gonna
is it?
tell me about the federal government? I've been in this shit for
Go look it
11
up.
years.
Are we live yet?
Okay, tell me what
Yeah,
it
we're
is,
live.
Ben.
He's
Tell me
crashing
So
out right
what's
now.
the federal freeze?
it's
I
a
bet, bro. That's good.
hiring freeze on anyone trying to get. So you seeing how that job you try to apply for, they cannot hire
I
in the
know
only
exactly. That's what I'm
the only
saying. That's kind of common sense.
that's
I know that
different
for the
from
next 30
getting
days,
fired.
they're not hiring anybody. I was just giving an example. Like you look at because you like I just didn't like your statement. Like it's gonna take hard. It's gonna be hard, bro. It's gonna be
It's
hard to
hard.
put a war to Mexico. I'm just trying to tell you that those kind of terms they don't when you talk about business and money they don't think hard. They do
Well,
it. That's why he signed it today.
the
That's
only
why
reason
my whole example was just that. But just my whole example is just that they're thinking, oh, you moved, you got a new job, so we can hire you. When these guys are ready to do stuff, it doesn't have to be
No,
federal. It's just like
you tying in two different things. We talking about federal employees that's been on the job past the probationary period. It's very hard
we're
to
not
get
understanding
fired.
each other. See, we're not understanding each other. I was
That's
just
what
giving
we
an
was talking
example.
about.
I was just giving an example. I said when they lay off people and all this stuff, and you're like, oh, it's gonna be hard because they're not gonna move. Somebody has already bought a house and stuff. So I was just saying, even if somebody's in that situation, they don't feel bad for you. It's like when a company goes to like when it's cutting jobs, they're not gonna say, oh, I'm sorry, you moved, so we're gonna give you some terms. That's just not how it works. That was my whole point.
No, I never said that.
Because I was just saying it
I'm
doesn't
just
matter if you
saying
like fed
it
whatever. I was just saying
just
if
be
they decided to do that.
bro,
I
look
know
what
the
I'm saying
freeze
is
is only for people who
the
are
executive order that he signed is not a snap of the finger and that shit that gotta go through the entire unions. That gotta go through every federal
bro,
agency.
Marlon, can you explain what I'm this guy? This guy's like a rock. He's not even letting me finish my statement and he's saying the
Because you
opposite of
make
what
no
I'm saying.
sense, bro. I'm in the federal government. You
Hey,
talking about a
You the,
hiring freeze. You
hold on,
talking about
let me say, can you give me 30 seconds to explain what I'm saying. 30 seconds. Don't cut me off when I'm talking. Take the government out. Take the government out. We're not talking about the government. We're not talking about the federal. You work for the federal. We know it. You in there. What I'm saying is that the federal freeze, the job is just saying the government cannot hire people for the next 30 days. There's just no explaining to that. It's just simple and straightforward. You are not allowed to hire. That's why people are being sent emails. Hey, because of the federal freeze that's been announced, we're not hiring, we're canceling your applicant, we're gonna wait, we're gonna review it, whatever the case is. That's one point. But you made a statement earlier. You're like, oh, it's gonna be hard to. I don't even know what you were talking about.
he's talking
Because
because you guys are talking about. He's talking about the work from home. It's gonna be hard to move him back in office.
oh, okay, that's what I was saying. But my point still remains. So what I was gonna say is like, when it comes, it doesn't. What my point was that like, you can't think like that. You can't say, oh, because people like Elon, you see what he did to Tesla people? His statement said, you either come in the office or you go find another job. That's it. It's not gonna, if you work from home, you travel to Japan or something, bro, this is business. There's no feelings attached. That was my point. I don't know what you're talking
but
about.
what you
Or if
have
you have a
to
contract, or
understand.
if you, bro, this is business, bro.
Exactly. Business.
People
That's what
get
I'm
fired
trying.
every single day, get laid off every single day, bro. You're not married. That's all my
Oh,
point was.
Loki,
I don't know
I
what you're
think Bang's
explaining.
right though. I think you can't be you when you do get fired from the federal government, they have to put you in another position.
But that makes sense. That's not like contractually depending what it is, but he's making it look like, they're just gonna say, oh, you're good and stuff like that. But I'm saying the contract really usually when they do like a relocation contract, usually the things they're worried about somebody thinking they have a guaranteed position or guaranteed job. And that's the first thing they'll outline. Even if you look up like a sample contract for a relocation job, the first two lines say this is not a guaranteed job or something. They can give you days, they can give you this, but you still get, treated like any other employee. Because I mean, you bring in money to the company, but there's 30,000 other employees. What's so special about you? I mean, you know what I mean? I think we're just not understanding. I'm not declining what he's saying. I was talking about something else, and that's why I was getting tickled because I don't even know what he's talking about.
Wait, Bang, don't you work for me? My taxes pay your check, right?
Nah, my shit say the DFAS pay me. I don't work for nobody. I work for my supervisor. I don't work for nobody else.
hey, Marlo.
Bro,
Hold on, what happened?
I was just messing with Bang.
Wait, so
Oh,
But what I was saying
I thought Collins was talking.
because
hey, look. So
that
Bang
was
mentioned that when Trump signed the executive orders, like it has to go through a lot of people before it really takes action. But how come niggas is getting emails already today?
You guys
it's
are talking
different.
to
So
two
that's the
different things.
hiring freeze. Two different things. The hiring freeze is anyone that's never been in the federal government or have been and left, and they're applying for a job, and they may have had a tentative offer or they may have had an interview. Anyone, all the hiring officials in the respective agencies reached out, like how they reached out to Mellon and say, "Hey, at this time we're having a hiring freeze, so we can't hire you." more to follow until that freeze get lifted. The only federal agency that is hiring right now is the DOD, and not even I work for the DOD, but it's not for my DOD. It's military, Navy, Air Force,
Oh,
and
oh,
Army.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, if you did a hiring freeze, they can't even recruit any more soldiers. Also, he exempted
Exactly.
them.
So they sent the
Exempt
email
them.
out to everybody in corporate.
No, so if you applied for
Only
a
people
federal
that's
job,
applied for a job.
if you
Mhm.
apply for a federal job, they sent emails out saying that the positions are being canceled until further notice. I think he did it for 30 days. So until that 30 days, well,
Yeah,
he hasn't really said what's gonna happen. So he just did a hiring freeze. So they just like, oh, I guess we just had to freeze hiring.
yeah.
So who got the emails? Like people who apply for federal jobs.
Yeah, I got one. I got
Yeah,
like 5
yeah.
of them bitches.
Yeah,
You got one, Marlon,
yeah.
Mhm.
but you don't work federal though.
Marlo got 10 emails.
No, it's anyone who applied for a federal job. He's doing a freeze
Oh.
on hiring new people outside.
That's because you had. That's because you had to apply for a federal job, Marlon.
Yeah,
I see.
yeah.
Yeah, I got that. Orleans asked that question. I understood that.
So now that's something you know how many executive he signed at least 12 or more executive orders in the first 12 hours of him taking the seat again. Another executive order was to bring all federal employees full time back into the office, and that's those who are teleworking. Meaning you don't work the full 5 days a week. Out of the 5 days, you have 1 or 2 days where you work from home, and then remote workers are those who are full time at home. So although he signed that executive order, there's a lot of federal employees that agreed upon either 100% remote work or telework. Now HR has to go back and revamp that to include they got to go through the union, because the union gonna have to create a whole new, I think it's called a CBA, to where it applies to that new executive order. Because he signed that, you can't just, it's not gonna be a snap of the finger, everyone report back to the office. Because you got to look at a lot of office spaces probably was reutilized. So you can't bring everybody back in and you don't have an office space for them, a cubicle, a desk, computers, all of that as well.
Mhm.
So you got to look at all the desktops and stuff.
Isn't this shit gonna happen anyway
What?
after
What?
COVID? Like people going back in the office.
No, I think when he's
COVID
talking
was
about,
the reason what happened.
but I think he's talking about the positions were created solely for remote work. It wasn't even because of COVID. It was just they were just positions created that could work from
Yeah,
home in general.
but-
They weren't like they weren't made
Yeah, but-
because of COVID. They were just straight up remote jobs. But
Yeah,
I don't think Elon likes that.
I feel like part of the whole judge. Yeah, I was gonna say that it's this, but I feel like, and that's what my point was. What's gonna happen is they're gonna review some of them. Will feel like, okay, this we don't need. You know what I mean? It opens up a can of, because it's
Was
some
me
of these
or-
jobs
or
are
Mel was
overloaded.
breaking
You
up.
know,
I think Mel's breaking up.
so it's probably was me. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
We can hear you,
he's
but
talking a
your
bunch of
audio is not like
bullshit.
synced.
He got talking a bunch of bullshit. That's why
Is
his
that
shit cutting in and out.
Mar-
Like,
Bro, I had to
Where
say
you
some real stuff.
Where you laughing at me, Beach?
I'm laughing. Why you mute yourself?
Yo, why are you paying
I-
too much attention?
Bro, I ain't never argue with Mel when it comes to no IT bullshit. He gonna tell me how the federal government works, and he ain't never stepped foot in a federal building or installation before.
Okay,
Bro,
so
I'll argue with anybody. I'll argue with anybody, any subject, bro. I don't believe anybody who's in a place me what to do or how something works just because they're in a place. That's blanking, bro. That's stupid
Well,
thinking. Elon Musk
okay,
is
well,
running the
let me tell you
government now.
something.
That
Okay,
nigga
check
has
this
never
out.
been a politician.
When
Elon Musk
when
running
you
the
hold on,
government
when
right
you
now.
when,
Nigga's never been a politician. Come on, bro. You
bro,
can't-
listen to me.
That's a
Listen
cheap
to me.
shot.
Listen
That's
to
a
me.
cheap shot. We're
Oh,
talking
my
about
goodness.
job hire
All right,
right
so
now.
let me tell you something. Okay, so what you
Right,
just said,
hold on,
right?
Bang.
When
The
you go
only
take
problem
your
with you is when I
wait,
start talking, you start cutting me off. That's what gets me mad, bro. You always do that, whether we're talking about military or anything. Let me say it straight, because the problem with you is I say stuff, you take stuff, your comment is very fucked up, but then you just argue with me.
because
I
you
told
brought
exactly,
something
and
up
I'm
that
gonna
was
say it. I was
completely
giving
Okay,
a-
okay.
giving a go about it.
You guys are breaking up, or I think it's because you guys are
All
talking
right,
at the
my
same
bad.
time.
That's all the bullshit clogging up the mic, the
So who wants
headset.
to go? Who wants to go
Bro.
first?
Bang, go first. Go first, Bang. Go first.
But all I'm
Doesn't matter
saying
if I
is,
go first. He's gonna cut me off regardless. He's gonna.
I let you
He
talk,
does that.
right? I let you talk, right? You said let talk
Bro,
for 30
here's
seconds.
my
I let you
point,
talk.
Bang, and I'm gonna.
Going back to cutting each other out.
No, you got it. You got it, man. You got it. You got it. You got it.
Okay,
When
Mel, go
you
first.
well, I'm gonna say wait, hold on.
Here's
Mel,
my point.
when you take your when you wait. When you take your vehicle to get service from a mechanic, when the mechanic tell you what's wrong with it, you argue with him and tell him what's really right with it. That's what you're saying just now. You're telling somebody who is a subject matter expert and what they do based off of your personal experience and feelings, which doesn't mean you're right.
Okay, now Mel can go first.
Okay, I'll counter what he just said. If I take a car to a mechanic, I believe I've done the way I think.
Oh yeah, Mel, you're breaking up for some reason, bro. I don't know
But
why.
it's computers, but somebody
Is
tell
it
me
breaking up for you, Collins? You breaking up, Mel?
Yeah, it is.
with
Yeah.
him and say, "No,
Man, you gotta
it's
fix
with
that.
you." I have a lag.
Yeah, no, it's like cutting in and out. Like
Yeah.
Switch the audio source, like the mic you're
I
talking
think it's
to.
good.
you think it's
Because
the
it's
mic?
delayed
Hold
also.
on, let me change my mic.
It is delayed.
Yeah, it's
also.
delayed.
Hey.
Meech, what do you think about this? While Mel fixing this thing, what do you think about this, Meech?
What? About what? Federal?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's gonna be in phases. Like, I think certain people are going to have to go in first, depending on their roles.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think they're gonna review like what people's positions are.
Yeah. I think so too.
And you
They
said
might
give
that's
them the
correct.
job
That's
descriptions and shit
correct.
like
You said
that.
it right. That's just how they did it with the COVID when
Can
they
you hear me
started
now?
bringing people back in the office.
Yeah.
They brought people back in phases, and the
what's
first
so
people to
what's
come in was the military.
so what's so what's different from what I'm saying, Bang? I don't understand.
Bro, we was talking about almost three different executive orders. I was talking about getting fired from the federal government is pretty hard to get fired unless you do
I
something
don't get
real
it.
fucked up. Then we was talking about the executive order in terms of canceling the remote and telework, and then we were talking about the freeze. That was two different executive orders signed, and you compiled in what I said about getting fired from the government, and you tied that into I guess the whole hiring, the whole relocation and all of that of bringing federal employees back to work. That when I said it's hard to get fired, I meant nothing about the remote work executive order and all that was signed. But I guess you caught the back end of it and thought those two were. I was speaking about both of those. That's I don't know, man. I don't care, bro. I got a job and that's all I care about.
Bro, I'm gonna give you the old head talk, man. You got it. Because we obviously not understand each other.
We not.
Bang, do you have a permanent position or you have
Because you're
a
talking about I don't
competitive?
work for the government. I was like, what does this have to do with a job free?
Oh shit.
Because I'm in the
muted.
federal government, I don't work for Tesla.
Bang,
But
do
I
you
got
have
you. I got you. Maybe we just didn't understand each other. We didn't understand each other, that's all. But go
Bang-
ahead, Marlon.
Bang, do you have a permanent position or you got competitive or what is it called? What is yours called?
Hey guys,
It's
What are
competitive.
you talking? Hi, kiddos.
mom wants to put input.
What about? What are you guys talking about?
No, the video's off.
What are you guys talking?
What'd you say, Mom?
What are you talking about?
Oh, we're just talking about government politics and a bunch of
Oh, your
controversial
president is bold. He's bold.
topics.
Oh my gosh. Ben is
He
there?
is. You got the whole world talking. You got the whole world talking now.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And Ben is there. That's his president.
Ah.
He's serious though.
I'll tell you now though, Ben's energy is a little different from yesterday. I don't know, Marlon Collins, you can tell me. It's a little different from
Why?
yesterday.
So Bang and Mel.
Why the government doesn't? The government employees just get paid to sit behind a computer and do nothing.
I don't know.
And,
Don't say that, man. Don't
in
say
my
that. Ben's gonna
country,
crash out on you.
I don't know about America, but in Zimbabwe, once you're a government employee and a government employee for life, that desk will grow old, then they don't do nothing, but they don't get fired.
Is it hard to fire them in Zimbabwe?
Yeah, everywhere, government employees don't get fired.
Mm.
So I don't know. Maybe Trump is gonna fire them.
Yeah, so I'm in the wrong industry. Shit.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
you are.
I think
hey,
that's
hey, mom.
but that's the one benefit everyone says about government work, right? They say that's kind of why everyone wants to work there because it's hard to get fired.
Yes. A lot of people who work for the government, they've been there for 50 years.
I can't remember what the
Yeah.
word is.
Federal agencies just shut down all of a sudden. I mean, what? You just go to a new
What?
agency or something?
Yeah.
With the same salary?
But,
With the same salary?
But mom,
Huh?
mom.
Uh-uh.
So this is what me and Marlon were talking about. So you see the irony in it though, because that's why people are bumping heads with people like Elon, right?
Uh-huh.
They believe in talent refresh. So him, I don't think he agrees with the government's doing that. Because the type of person he is. That's
But
why
then
this whole, because all these ideas are easy. You can't change that. I know, but I'm saying like, because it's law. You know, it's gonna be hard to do all this stuff anyway. All these executive orders are not gonna,
I think even Trump is the mindset of a revamp. That's why he's putting freezes and on. But in reality, I don't know, because it's not very easy to get rid of government
Yeah.
employees, especially certain positions.
Well,
They
Yeah.
that's what Bang and Mel are debating
Debating
about is
about.
that
Bang is
Bang,
never gonna be fired. He's a soldier.
yeah, Bang is saying that it's very hard to fire someone from a federal
Yes, I
position.
don't know the reason behind that. Maybe Marlon, because he researches. But yeah, it's hard. It's
But
hard.
when I was watching the Elon Musk Joe Rogan interview,
Uh-huh.
I think what Elon Musk was saying is that if we were to let employees go from the federal government,
Mhm.
we wouldn't just fire them, we would give them a severance pay
Mhm.
where we would pay them
So
the same salary that they were getting in the government, and then they just won't have to work anymore. So they wouldn't just kick them
Well,
out.
Trump reinstated everybody who was taken off because they refused to get the COVID thing, and then he gave them all their money back, dating back to when they were fired.
Yeah, that's true. That's what he said recently that
It's gonna be hard though, because what you got to look at, a lot of military that may have got out under on everything other than honorable. It's gonna be hard because they probably withdrawing their VA benefits now.
Mm.
And then with those
Wow.
benefits, people probably bought houses using those benefits. So
Uh-huh.
now what that means is, if they do get employed or reinstated back in the service, they got to give
They
up
have
those
to give all
benefits.
that. Yeah.
So that means if you're in a state that if you have a certain VA percentage, you don't pay property taxes. Now you're gonna have to pay property taxes if you go back into the service. So I think most service members probably just gonna take the back pay and
Yeah.
just keep it moving. And then there's a lot of soldiers that could have possibly entered the federal government on the civilian side as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard, and then everyone, because when he starts, or if it does happen, the way they shut down positions,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to have to either give them a severance pay, or they're going to have to, they're pretty much displaced federal employees. So they're going to have to find other agencies to try to fit them in. And that's typically what the agency I work with, and then the DOD. That's typically how they do displace federal employees, because you can't just
That
fire
was the
somebody
word.
if
Displaced
they're
federal
doing.
employees. That's the one where if
Yeah.
you basically get preference for new jobs, right? Or for other federal
Yeah,
jobs.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Federal
would be
employees.
like third on the list, I think it is. So it's your veterans, I think the spouses, and then the third one on the list would be the displaced, or it might be, they might be on the same level as spouses or whatever. But yeah, they would have like priority over someone with no military experience, or just to take care of your people that used to work for you, and you had
right,
to lay them off because not for disciplinary reasons or anything, just because
exactly.
an office shut down or something like that.
Yeah, they would do it strategically where
But
the
also,
the employees would have they're not just gonna get fired and be like not have some type of, they'll either replace them with a different position or
Yes.
they'll give them some type of, stimulus or funding.
Okay, so what that's called in our world, which is not the federal government, is called constructive discharge, because in general hiring is very expensive. So getting these people off is actually a loss. It has a big, huge impact on the economy as well. And considering how many people we're talking about and how many positions, and like what Ben you said, like how long and the benefits and all that, it's super expensive. It's a big drain on the economy. But it's interesting, I guess it is what it is. And some of this is information. They control the narrative. So some of it is just gonna play itself out and people are just gonna do what they gotta do themselves. So that will help them.
Bang, does your salary get determined by the budget? Do you guys have a budget you guys do every year that's approved by Congress?
Yeah, but it's locality driven or based too as well.
Yeah, no, I meant
So you,
like how do they make the money to pay you guys? It's by the budget, right?
by the budget, and then the taxpayers pay the budget. Well, yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what I
but
was wondering.
do you get a higher salary based on performance, or you just go to the next grade based on years of
It, it,
service?
it depends. So it's two different pay bands. Is one pay band that you get every year, every 2 years, every 3 years, and then it's one where it's performance based. It just depends
Okay.
on what the hiring actions are on the agency, but it's
Oh,
both. Most people try
oh,
to stay away from performance based because you're competing against your
yeah.
coworker. You know what I mean? And one mistake can cost you a promotion versus something that is automatic once
Yeah.
you reach the time in service.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Oh,
That's
wow.
cool. I like that.
Nice chatting with you guys. At least I knew you were on this. I was just gonna say hi, and Malcolm told me you guys are always streaming. Good for you.
Yeah, we
Bye
are.
bye. Nice chatting. Marlon will give me all the gist about Marlon's gonna be the next president.
I'm not gonna be
I
president.
like it. Appreciate it.
2058, 2058, Marlo London.
I don't have enough
2058,
money.
Baba London, Baba Simba will be the president.
I don't have enough money yet.
He got my vote.
What
I don't have enough money.
Tell me.
So Bang,
What
do
do
you
you
guys
get?
get maxed out at a certain point, like on your pay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it goes from like GS, I think 7 up to GS 15.
Mm-hmm.
And then from GS 7, it goes from 1 to 10, 8, 1 to 10, and so on. All of them go up from 1 to 10. And then once you
Okay.
hit 10, you pretty much maxed out. So if you're a GS 14, the highest scale it goes up to is GS 15.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way for you to get a raise once you maxed out in the GS 10 or 11 or whatever is to get a promotion, which would be go up to the next grade level. So the
Mm-hmm.
grade level is a promotion, and then the steps increases your regular promotion, whether that's off of performance or is automatic, if that makes sense.
So that doesn't like
But you,
worry you that you can't make any more money? I'm pretty sure you're at the
I mean,
maximum.
I'm no, I ain't at the max.
Oh, okay.
So I still have room to grow. But anything else other than once I max out in my steps, my next step it require me to do supervisory, and I'm cool with just maxing out at my step I'm in now.
Okay. Don't let me
But
know
my
what
GS
GS you
level right
got. I
now.
know where you live. I can figure out how much you make.
It's public knowledge. It's public record on what you call it, OPM. But I'm probably not going. I don't want no supervisory position. I want to go into work and go home. I don't want to have to worry about time and attendance, evaluations, leave, and all
Yeah.
that. I don't want to have to deal with that. I just want to focus on me and be
Mm.
behind the scenes. So
But having a government job, doesn't that give you like benefits for the rest of your life?
yeah, I mean the benefits. If you never serve, it don't really. I really don't. The benefits don't really affect me in terms of since I was in the military. I get certain other benefits. But if you've never been in the military, getting if some good health care benefits in terms of healthcare, life insurance, things like that, retirement. There's great benefits there. The only thing is the pay isn't keeping up competitively with the private sector. So even with that the hiring freeze, as well as telling employees or forcing employees to now come back into office, it's going to hurt the government more than help it, because you already have employees here and you're not competing against the private sectors when it comes to competitive pay and salary. Now you forcing the employees you have here that you already have an issue with retaining staff, because everyone come in the federal government, get the benefits they need, and they typically leave and trade the benefits for a higher salary. And they go in the private sector. So now you're forcing the employees that you're trying to retain in the government. Now you're forcing their hand to say, F this, I'm going back to the private sector, or you know what, to hell with this. I've been doing telework or remote work for 10 years. I'm just going to retire out of the government. And then you have a hiring freeze, so you can't hire anybody to fill that position. But what typically like a plan B is, they allow like you to hire people within your agency. But I don't know if they're going to go that route or not. So it sounds good on paper, and then I work more, so I'm not boots on the ground. I'm more on the policy side of things. So a lot of shit sound good on paper, but when you don't do it on a daily anymore, it doesn't necessarily make sense. When you try to put what's on the paper in the day-to-day, daily actions or whatever. But I get what he's doing, because there's a lot of federal employees that fuck it up for everybody, meaning they teleworking, they're not doing their job, the customer service is bad. Like a good example, I think they had like a cybersecurity attack or some shit, and the office that manages that or oversees that, they have a lot of telework, whether that's remote or telework workers. So now it looked like, okay, y'all home. We had the cybersecurity attack. What the fuck are y'all doing? So the innocent kind of suffer for the guilty in that sense. But to be honest with you, it's a lot of jobs that don't require you to be in office, bro. It's not like you have to physically, like a construction job, you have to physically be there to put the house together, construct the house. But if you have an administrative job or something like that, you necessarily don't need to be in work, especially if 98% of your job is via, Microsoft Teams, or one of those other virtual, or just sending emails, whatever the case might be. Or if you provide customer support over the phone, it doesn't require you to physically be in the office. So that's the only bad thing about leadership, is you still got old motherfuckers in place that still think of the old way of doing things instead of being adaptive and innovative on what's going on. And I think that's where the DOD lack at. And not even the federal government. I don't think they really look at how private sectors operate and how efficient they are in doing things. They're so stuck on, this is how we used to do it, this is the way things is done, we're not going to change it. And that's why I think that's why a lot of these old, and most of the people that make the decisions and do that, they old, man. They in their 50s and 60s. So they kind of stuck in their way on doing things. So
Yeah, that's why I was asking about benefits, because I figure like a lot of people, they can get as much benefits they want, then they can go to the private sector and still like make money from their benefits in the government.
that's typically what they do. They'll do the retirements and stuff like that. They'll do it, and then if they find something else, they'll be like, okay, I'll trade paying a little bit more in healthcare for a bigger salary in the private sector versus taking a little bit less on my salary, but having better healthcare in the federal government or whatever. But you just gotta weigh what works best for you. Me, I don't need healthcare because I get that through the VA. So I'm like, nah, I'm in it for the money and not necessarily the healthcare. And it depends on your family and what you got going on in life too. If you got a huge family, then healthcare would be your driving factor, as opposed to somebody that don't got kids. They focusing on the money. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
So
but what
let
I
me
was saying is also, Marlon, is
I'll let
let
Mel
me
finish.
just say one thing, Collins. I I won't take 3 hours. Like, bang, all the other stuff wasn't necessary, you know. But what I was gonna say is, my whole point was this: Ben, do you know why? Okay, I know it's never gonna work. It's not possible. All this stuff. Yeah, I get all that. But do you know why the idea is even there to let people go to work? Or it's not working. I get it. You don't have to explain to me how it works. But do you know why, if it would work, why they would have done that? I just want to hear your take on that. Do you know why it even
It,
came up? Why that's
what do you?
why that's one of his initiative. From your standpoint, why do you think Trump wanted this to happen this way? I just want to I just want to see what how you think about it.
You asking me, or you asking someone
Yeah,
else?
you
I
from
mean,
your. I want to hear
I
from
don't
your
know. But you
standpoint.
got
What?
they probably tracking trends and all of that. Like the cybersecurity attack, they probably been like, you could have been in the office where you had a supervisor monitoring what you're doing. That could be a reason. Maybe he just stuck in his ways on doing the old things. And then, like I say, there's a lot of federal agencies that got a lot of made up jobs, a lot of made up agencies
It's
that either do the same thing, more established federal agencies do. It's just wasting tax dollars. So it's probably you get
it's a
better
it's about.
accountability on what's going on.
I feel
Made
like
up
it's just
jobs.
simple. It's about.
What'd you
I
say?
think
What'd
it's
you say,
about.
Mitch?
I think it's just about I think it's just about government spending. It's about money. All this other stuff doesn't matter. It's about government spending. How much the country as a whole, people like Elon are so business oriented. That's where the key thing is. You gotta understand. He runs Tesla. He runs this. So in his mindset, he will come in and try to run the government as a business, as a company, because technically it's a company. You know, so that's where most of it is government spending. Most people like it's just when a company lays people off, it might not work in the government sector, right? Like my mom was saying something about you lose money because hiring and stuff. But in other companies, the very first thing they do, like $1 billion companies, the very first thing they do when they go and get a loss, they get rid of the salaries because now they don't have to pay that salary. They'll suffer for a little bit, but that's why even like the automated jobs are coming in, the AI is coming in because Walmart doesn't have to hire 7 people; they can have one robot do one job. That was my whole point. So I don't think it's that. Maybe it is that deep, but yeah, the cybersecurity and stuff. But I don't think people like Trump are security oriented. They're business oriented. So their whole idea is to save money because the government is spending. I mean, on paper, it's clear Doge was made because the government is spending so much money. That's the key right there. So everything just comes into play. Now, is it going to work? Yeah, you have your difference of all the examples you gave us how things work. Of course, executive orders usually don't even go through, to be honest with you. They'll just get delayed, and it gets out of office. I get that. That's what my whole point is. But Collins, you can go ahead. I just had to take that on my chest.
Any thoughts before I change the subject?
I was laughing at Bang saying made up
No.
jobs.
They
Well,
I saw they sued
okay.
they sued to the unions that Bang was talking about. They said they sued the government about that executive order. But go ahead.
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
Are we
Which
gonna
I
talk
saw
about?
that
one?
earlier. I just
About
didn't
the
want to bring it
federal
up because,
workers?
Yeah, they sued
yeah, the whole
against him.
Who the unions
this whole
is
thing with
suing
Trump
Yeah,
about,
Trump about it?
yeah, they're suing the government.
yeah, they're suing Trump,
Yeah, because the union don't be working.
yeah, with the government or something.
So here's my
Yeah, I
question to
saw that
everybody.
earlier.
Look, I want everybody's thoughts on this because there's a lot going on. There's so many changes that's happening and trying to happen because of Trump. Now, do y'all think that within this year is this country gonna, you know, succeed more and become better, or is it gonna go into another crisis or anything like that?
Are you saying
Mitch
economically
can go
or
first.
war? What?
Economically and just the whole, population, like what do you
Uh,
think is gonna happen this year with everybody having to go back into the office and as far as the economy, me personally, I think it's gonna get expensive. That's what I think.
I
Because
mean,
that's a subject that a lot of people like are big on right now. Like, oh, Trump is in office, like things is gonna get cheaper, but I don't believe so. I
but
think the economy is just gonna be shit forever.
don't you think things are expensive right now?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So, I mean, wouldn't you think he's trying to make things more affordable or helping the economy?
And that's the whole point of shutting down, these made up federal positions. I think I
Right.
think I think is what he's trying to do is review what we're spending internally first in terms of what taxpayers are paying, because taxpayers pay the federal employees. If you got all these positions that are made up and all of this shit, federal employees not doing their job, you're paying people and they ain't doing their job,
Mm-hmm.
is really wasting money. But if he clean up in-house first, then he could relook at, okay, now we could reduce taxes. Oh, now we could do this. Now we could do that. So what he's doing from the strategic standpoint it should reduce the cost of living, because now
Yeah.
you're redistributing funds that taxpayers are paying for. So instead of paying for, you know, federal employees and different
Who ain't
jobs,
doing shit?
money goes somewhere else.
Mhm.
They could reduce certain things, and then
So
so
Bang,
from that
you're
standpoint, I think he's trying to clean up in-house, and then he's also looking at out-house. What are we paying China for? Why are we paying China for imports and this and that when we could be paying this person this and get it cheaper? So all around, he's trying to clean up house and internally and externally. So it should reduce um the cost of living and how expensive things are in the U.S. But is it guaranteed? I don't know. Because
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, I feel like everybody be in it for themselves.
Yeah, and it's a big job.
See,
so Bang, you're
Because
oh go ahead.
I was gonna say because like it sounds like what they're really doing is trying to make the government more efficient, and it's like almost like a business. But you're running the country is like the country in its own is like a company, and you're trying to get to the bottom of why is the company not operating the most efficient way. And if you look at it, housing is expensive, cars are expensive. Usually
Mhm.
by 30 years old, back then, by 30, most people will have a house and a family. But now
yep.
most kids don't have houses. They're living with their parents, if you look at it, because we can't even afford a house by 30. So
Mhm.
it's tough for the youth to get a house, to get stable, because the economy is just so. It's surprising, like we do interviews over here, people have master's degrees and they can't get a job. Back then you
Can't
got a
get a
master's
fucking
degree,
job.
you
You
set.
automatically getting hired. Yep.
So
Degree right
something,
now,
yeah.
times of change. Degrees, man. You know how much people I know that got degrees and they either struggling to get a job or they doing something outside of what their degree is because they just can't find a job.
Mm-hmm.
But this whole country is a business, and that's why I think Trump and Elon Musk is the perfect people to do it, man. You got to run this shit as a
Like a
business.
business.
All these other presidents and all that don't have a business mindset or don't have no military background shouldn't run for president, because it's a business. Everything is trade. Everything is spending and profits and loss
And negotiation.
and negotiations. And that's what Trump do. Trump be negotiating, although people don't like him talking to Russia and all these other countries that we might have been at odds with or don't see eye to eye with. At the end of the day, it's a business. You not if you open up a company, you not gonna like every company that sells the same thing as you. Sometimes, if you can't beat them, you got to join them, and it would make more sense. Okay, I don't like the way they do it, but let's come together and let's figure out a way so we could, supersede over these your competitors. It's a business, bro. No matter how you want to look at it, this whole thing is a business, and I'd rather a businessman run the country than someone that got a degree and a medical degree or some whatever it is. Because I don't even know what all the requirements is to be president. But
To be rich.
You lucky, got
huh?
you lucky. You gotta be a businessman. I just had to say that. I just had to say that
But
because
Obama,
I mean,
what's
I
Obama
think
background?
I think it's just being
He's
run by.
law
They
though.
all have businesses. If you really kind of
No,
yeah,
but
but they
he's
all have
his
businesses, bro.
background
You
is,
can't
is
be
law,
president. You
right?
can't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, attorneys and all this stuff, but I think the background really is these people already have money. Of course, Trump and Elon, yeah, they stand as the bigger business people, but it almost looks like everybody who's the president, when you start looking at it, they already had companies. So it's like, I guess that's kind of the part of the game. I mean, they get into politics because they get bored, I guess. but then most of them start off as businessmen.
Bang, are
No,
you a
I'm agreeing
civil
with what you're
servant?
saying, but it's interesting that most people who've been presidents actually have businesses already.
But I think the difference personally is like us. The difference now with Trump versus all these other presidents was like most of it was insiders. Like Biden has been in the government since the 80s, so it's like
Yeah,
who
the
knows who.
insiders. Yeah. That's
Whereas
a good
Trump is,
point. That's a good point.
yeah, Trump is coming out from like his own. He doesn't have friends with these people. It's almost like a company. Like it's pretty much nepotism. All these years, the Clintons, the Bidens, the Obamas, they probably all went to the same schools and they all shook hands. And this guy just came out of nowhere. He's not part of their group,
And
And
that's a good point. That's a good point, Mitch. He's probably the first president that didn't go through. Okay, I used to run for mayor. Oh, I used to run for governor. Oh, now I'm running for this office. Now I'm running. He really just came in as a businessman and won, versus the traditional way of becoming a president or working your way
a
through
politician, yeah.
Congress or politician. So that's a very true statement.
He came with more of like money and influence, like
Right,
literally like
right.
popular vote type stuff rather than, the political way.
Yeah, he was
You right.
big with pop culture, and he also has a lot of money. It's just the reason why I asked this question in the first place because everybody that's happy right now is billionaires.
I think most people that are like happy more than anything is business owners and people who kind of went through the actual experience of doing things outside of the typical, oh, I'm going to go get a degree, I'm going to work a corporate job, I'm going to work myself up the ladder. Those are people who kind of more or less see how difficult it is to be successful in this world without having that same pathway. And things are different now. Everyone is more self-employed or want to do their thing. Not everyone wants to. I mean, people don't even want to work anymore. So
That's true. And then you got to look at social media, whether that's streaming, YouTube, Instagram, whatever the case. It took a lot of the working force away from the private sectors as well as the government. If you look at it as well too. So I mean, shit. If I
because
grew up in Marlo's
Mhm.
time, I wouldn't want to work my damn self. I would be in a YouTube or some shit or a
Right.
game or something. I wouldn't have
And
took the traditional way, getting a 9 to 5, trying to go to school, taking. I wouldn't have did that bullshit.
and it's way easier now to make money without having to follow that typical protocol. And if you look at it, everybody's their own business owner nowadays. Like we all have some type of brand. We do music or we sell dogs or what I'm saying. We do podcasts. Like even if you have
Yep.
a regular job, there's a reason why you're thinking, I want to do this. Because I've been talking to people. Everybody's like, oh yeah, I do I sell dogs or I do fix houses on the side. Like everyone does something on the side.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just having the resources to take the risk too. And I think that's what a lot of people don't want to do. To leave a good job or an okay job to chase your dream, but you still need money
That's the
to
tough
kind
part
of keep
about it.
you afloat. That's the
And,
hardest part about it, I think.
and that's really why people work right now. They're not working out of passion. They're working because they need money. But if they can get their side hustle or their business or whatever they passionate about going, they'll leave that job in an instant.
Bro, that's
Let's
me.
talk
I
about
said, bro, if I can make the money I make on my job on a side hustle consistently, I wouldn't be working, bro. I'd be doing my side hustle. But most people will be like, okay, I'm gonna build my business up to where I'm either gonna come close to what I'm making, and then I'm gonna do it full time and work my way there, or I'm gonna just wait until I get close enough, then leave the job. Because I mean, to leave a good job, especially if you got a whole family. Now, if you
Yeah.
just single, young, no kids,
Mhm.
when you fail, you only affect yourself. When you fail is a husband, father, whatever the case might be, your kids and your family kind of take the shitty end of the stick on that. But that's just how it is.
That's how the system is set up. It was made
That's how
that way. That whole 9 to 5 mentality. But everybody's trying to do something different.
What do you guys
bro.
think
But what I
about the
don't understand,
what do you guys think about the birthright citizenship?
So how does that work exactly? You can't just because you're born here don't mean you get citizenship or what?
Yeah, you had to be here legally. Like one of the parents has to be here legally. Well, actually, not legally. One of the parents has to be either a citizen or a green card holder. So, like, you know, a lot of Africans come here on student visas or on visas, and they have a kid, and then it becomes an American. That's not happening no more.
This is how I see it. Um, how do you feel about someone just coming and screwing your girl and leaving?
You think that was gonna happen?
I mean, that's true. That's how they do America, bro. I can't even speak on it because y'all know my whole situation, and you know what I mean. But
I mean, you got to do what you got to do, and I mean, I think all of us. I don't know about TCY, but we're all immigrants or came from another country, or parents came from another country.
Peace of
But
mind,
yeah,
yeah.
the way I see it, I think, and I think Trump is a smart guy, especially if he's a businessman. I'm sure he has immigrant employees. His wife is not even American; she's like
Yeah, his
Russian or
wife's like
something
Russian or
descent.
something. Yeah, she's Slovenian.
But what he's doing is just trying to control. You have to have a threshold. You can't just let people just keep on coming in and doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then now it's also the type of people that are doing it. It's
Yeah.
different if you bring value to the world. You know, like me, everyone on this phone, although we're immigrants, we bring value to the world. You know, we do stuff to the community. But a lot of people might just come and take advantage of this country, but they're not bringing value to the country, and
and
that
then
makes the
what
country
What
less
what are
valuable.
some
what
examples of like value?
so what
Okay,
Obama
an
used to
example.
do. Well, go ahead, me.
Oh, I was saying like examples, values, like what are we contributing to society? You know, Marlon does what he's doing. You know, so he's working a professional job. Bang is doing what he's doing. He's wearing a professional job. Mel's doing a professional job. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm not just here and I'm not just a criminal and doing illegal stuff. I'm actually helping society with what I'm doing. That's what I mean by value.
And I think
And
Canada did it.
I'm helping America. We're helping the country. We're not just taking from the country.
Yeah, because what Canada does is I don't know if they still do it. If you're an immigrant, you can apply for a visa, but you have to go to school or some shit. And once you graduate school, you get like your residency card or something. Because what you do right now is what Obama did was if you came over here on school, to school and you get a degree, only to leave expertise and skill set that you earn in America back to your country, it's kind of it puts America at a disadvantage because you just lost somebody. You train them the way to be a doctor or whatever, and that doctor goes back to the Bahamas or some shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, with that trade or skill.
That skill set. So I think, and then Canada, their whole I don't know if they still do it, but their whole green card to resident to citizenship was if you come over here, you just go through that particular way of doing it, show that you have demonstrated performance and you provided value to the country, and then that goes towards your packet in terms of you trying to apply for permanent residency or citizenship, which makes sense because you retain in people that have certain skill sets instead of giving it back to a country. And on top of that, the people leaving probably won't even make half the amount of money what they would have made in America versus going back to their own country as well. So you're kind of losing people too. You train them up. You put it's like you own a company and you hire somebody and you teach them the ins and outs of the job only for them to up and leave and go back to another country. That could possibly be a threat or competitor in the future. Or for someone you train on how your company runs. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think immigration initially was actually a good thing, because they wanted people to come here and help the country. Because I mean, if we look at it, there's skill sets that different people in this country who are not from here have. That was a thing I saw like on Twitter was going on with the Indians are most software developers in this country, right? Which means they're
Yep.
smart. And then, Hispanics are in the construction sector. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
Yep.
immigration is not bad, but I think it just got out of hand, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It did. And then too, if you have all these detention centers that's holding illegal immigrant, taxpayers paying for the food, that for maintaining that facility, that's a bunch of money we paying for someone that don't even belong here. So that's
Hmm.
that's what y'all got, y'all. That's what y'all got to look at too. I got nothing wrong with immigrants. Get it how you live, but just know everything come with consequences and repercussions. A lot of people come over here and they lose their focus, get caught up, and then before you know it, You know,
Mhm.
they aren't really benefit to society. And then you got to look at it too, bro. Black people, bro. We the minorities. If you got immigrants coming in here legally, getting a job, working illegally, it kind of puts us at a disadvantage. And then a lot of
Yeah.
some companies will hire somebody under the table because you could pay them a lot less. You don't have to report them on your taxes, your employees on the employee side of things as well. When you could hire this, this single mom of 4 or 5 kids that could have did the same job, but you know what I mean. So it's just fairness, bro. And it ain't fair to people that done spend tens of thousands of dollars trying to get a green card only for a legal immigrant to come over here and thrive and get paid and all of that too. So it's about fairness. But like I say, everybody got their way of doing it. You just got to know how to move. I ain't knocking nobody on what they got to do to survive, but he's just trying to be fair. You know what I mean? He said he got nothing wrong with immigrants, but you have to enter the country the right way.
Yeah.
Because he keeps saying "Make America Great Again." So if he doesn't do this, the American people are going to suffer because
But
it's going to be the country called America, but everyone in America is not even American who's going to be running the country. So coming from his standpoint, even though I'm not American, I understand where he's coming from. I would feel the same way.
Oh yeah, so that's my question. What do you guys think a true American is?
That's a good question.
I mean, Americans.
Think about Elon Musk right now. Elon Musk
It's
is
like
like,
America's like gumbo, man. It's a bunch of
It's like
different races,
gumbo.
nationalities
That's facts. Yeah.
that came
It's like
together and
gumbo.
developed
this
this country.
this country is overly diverse at this point.
That's what it is,
And
bro. That's what
and I
it
mean
is.
when it comes to politicians, there's definitely a lot of, people from all different races in the politician world. I mean, look at
Bro,
Elon, he's not even from this country.
Yeah.
if y'all look at every other country, the people look the same. If you go to India, you know how the people gonna look. You go to Asia, you
Yeah.
know how the people gonna look.
And eat
You
the
go to
same
I
shit.
don't know, Hawaii, you know how they gonna look. You go to America, everybody different cultures, different race, different
And they
this.
eat the
America
same they eat the same shit too in other countries.
and exactly. We don't Americans don't really have a culture, bro. It's because everyone brought something together.
And that's kind of scary. Doesn't that make you feel bad for like black people? Because they don't have an origin of like
They
where they
don't.
came
They don't.
from.
And unfortunately, I hate to say it, but Black Americans really don't have a culture.
Yeah.
No, unlike someone from the Caribbean, someone from Africa, someone from I don't know another black,
Mhm.
predominantly black country. We have a culture. Black people
Mhm.
that don't really have a culture, But
That is true. Like, what is
and
black culture?
But when I'm gonna say this, the only messed up thing I don't really agree with Trump is if a child came over here illegally because parents were trying to, just looking for a better way of life, and all they know is America. They've been here from 2 years old. They now 18, 19, and then now, technically, by the book, they're still illegal immigrants. Now, what he wants to do, but he did say either they can stay and they can file the right way to do it, or possibly gonna have to file for asylum, or they're gonna have to ship the whole family back to where they came from. That's the only messed up part. But
Yeah, it'd be too
parents should
many
have made the
people.
right
It'll be too
decision.
many people to keep here. Way too many.
Yeah,
That's
it would
that.
be.
That's where I'm like, I'm not 100% sure. Like, I know that's what they're saying, but is that really what's gonna happen in actuality? Like Mel was saying, when these orders are signed,
Well,
theory is different from application. You know what I'm saying?
Until
You can't say
executing it.
you can't
Because
say no to the order.
you can't kick everybody out.
well, we was discussing this earlier, and basically, really and truly, it's just gonna be a scare tactic most of the time.
It,
It's gonna be a scare tactic for the people outside of this country trying to come here.
yeah, and he also has to still be politically correct. So he's saying that, but when it actually happens in the actuality of it,
So what they do, Meech, is you can't say no to the executive order. What they typically do is you wait it out, you ask for an extension, you do it with
there's
hopes of
ways.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's ways
Most
to
people, most people
not
are just
say
like,
no.
oh, but you still got to learn that there's a system. There's ways maybe how to kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
The,
that's how it is. It's ways to act like you trying to comply, but you're not really complying. You dragging your feet on doing it with hopes of either a change before you get done with it or the presidency change. So that's typically how they do, because they wanted somebody when during the election somebody said something about executive orders in terms of they're aware that all the agencies tend to drag their feet on doing certain things, but a lot of things are outside of their hands too if you look at it, because there's a lot of different departments within one agency that has actions. You have HR that does the hiring actions, your interviewees that do the interviews. You have your employer that looks at your resume. So there's a lot of, it isn't just one person or one department that handles everything when it comes to certain things. It has to be sourced out to different
right.
branches within an agency as well. And you can't, if I'm in the branch that's doing IT equipment, I can't go to HR and say, hey, y'all need to give me the paperwork so I can give them
Uh-huh.
network access.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
so
true.
that's another way to look
It's
at it too as well.
I think that's what
just like you
makes
said.
everything take long in the U.S. There's just too
But
many
like,
different things.
Too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Too many decision makers. And I
but
think
it's
that's what his driving factor is.
But like it's really just like a business. Like there's different departments. Yeah, Trump is like the CEO. He's gonna call the executive action for what needs to be done. But the people who are actually making the systems and the processes and actually doing it, there's someone in that department who's gonna be more knowledgeable and as knowledgeable as possible in that field. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And they'd be like, yeah, it sounds good on paper, but in the IT
And
world, you
then you're gonna
can't do this.
report to the boss. Someone's gonna report to the CEO. Like, hey, we're in the IT department. The stuff you guys are trying us to do, this is not working, or we're gonna have to do this. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's true. That's the reality of it.
Because there's
Because
no
it
way
sounds good on
Trump is gonna
paper.
be able to see and be able to be in every single nitty gritty of what is going on, but he's making the decision of how it needs to be done or what needs to be done.
And
You
then
know?
Oh,
what the different
breaking
departments
news!
supposed to do, or what happened?
There's a new executive order. I'm reading it.
Oh, this
Oh
nigga
boy.
gonna be dropping executive orders every day.
What's the new executive order, Marlo?
Oh, it's just he's saying that we should do a review on the FAA, the flight administration. Too many
Why?
crashes and too many things happening in that, so he wants to do a review of that administration.
Is it because of drones or what? Or just
No,
airplanes?
they're just DEI.
Oh, so the wrong people are controlling that stuff.
Yeah, so so he wants to get back to merit-based hiring, no more DEI. Hiring based on your
wait.
experience.
DEI. What's that?
Basically, you're hiring inclusivity. Basically, you're hiring
Oh,
women and
okay.
trans and homosexuals.
Everybody needs to be part of it, even if they're not as good for the job.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying
Banged.
about the firefighters in Cali. They're saying that that's part of the reason why the fires were out of control, because
Oh
the
yeah, it was a
people
bunch
who,
of prisoners. I saw that. It was a bunch of
yeah,
prisoners that didn't even know what they were doing. They were trying to fight fires, and they're like, "Yo, these guys aren't firefighters. These are just they're trying to reform them or something." I don't remember. I saw that.
But then you got to look at some fields too are more so male dominant.
Mm-hmm.
that's the whole thing. That's what he's trying to change back
He's
to,
trying
like,
to change that to where you could have more firefighters if you had a diverse male and females. Because 20 females versus just having all males would have been way more help to that fire. So I guess that
but
makes sense.
he's saying merit
No,
based, meaning like
he's saying get rid of that. He's saying we don't want to have everybody included. Basically,
he's
it's
saying,
based on
yeah,
how
Merit
good you
based
are.
off your demonstrated
Yeah,
performance.
how
Yeah,
good
your
you
merit
are.
based.
yeah,
Yeah,
You
yeah,
apply for this
right.
job. Let me look at your resume. Let me look at your on the job experience, and
yeah,
then you
yeah.
get it. Not you get it because you look like you could do the job, or you a friend of mine, or something like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's merit based.
So does that happen a lot in the government, DEI? Because I'm seeing that
Man,
happened at
listen.
FAA, and then I saw he said that for a lot of other federal agencies. How come you ain't put me on, Bang?
I mean, you got to be in a position, bro. You actually have to be a supervisor or something that helps
Oh,
ties into hiring, something of that nature.
oh, okay.
The most I would be able to do is if you apply for a job and it comes to my agency, I'll be to my supervisor. Hey, I know him personally. This, and this. And typically within the DOD, what I've seen happen is the
This guy
DOD
calls us
typically
trolling.
hires. They typically hires within the agency as
Mhm.
well. Because what you got to look at too with the DOD, man. When you a supervisor, bro, you want the best. You know how long it takes to open a position, petition for the position to open.
Yeah.
That only to hire somebody based off a piece of paper saying, yeah, you got this degree, but you got no on the job experience. Now you got to take even more time to train that person when you could have just
Mhm.
hired somebody internal to your agency that may not have the degree, but they know the ins and outs of the job.
Mhm.
And this
Oh
is
yeah.
with every
So
industry, right? This is with every industry.
I'm sorry.
Is that what every industry?
That's just any business, not just the government. I mean, if I had a company, I want to hire somebody that know how to fix computers versus somebody got a piece of paper, just graduated college, and they have it. I'd rather just hire that person with the on-the-job experience. That's just me,
Mhm.
because it's my company, and I want the best person to do the job.
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't that good of news. It was just him ending DEI at the aviation place. So DEI really exists?
Bro, that happens in everyday life, bro.
Because I was
You
hoping that
you
would help
just
me, right?
you
If I was black, they
listen.
should hire me
Let me
instead of the white man.
let me tell y'all something. Every
That's what I'm
job
saying.
you probably
I didn't get to. I was gonna say I didn't get to experience DA. I'm actually surprised it
I
even
wish I took
exists.
advantage of it.
I know because nobody even wanted it. They still don't like niggas. I don't know who they're hiring.
I told him I
that's
had
why
to.
they went away. That's why they went away from asking your ethnic background,
Yeah,
because your race shouldn't even matter with the job.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? So that's one of the
That's
reasons why
been
like
done for years. That's been done before
that's been done for a while.
GA was in place.
No, but that was a good example.
Mm. So they're not doing that anymore. They're not going to ask that anymore.
It's been gone, but that was one of the
I
driving
think
factors in the past why they removed that.
I
What
think
they
they,
used to ask.
Like your race
no,
when you're
I thought
applying
they
for a
asked that
job.
because of I thought they asked that because of statistical reason. That's been
Statistics.
done even
Yeah,
before.
that's what they say. Come on now,
That's still
statistics of what?
scapegoat.
But then that's
It's
what they
part of
said.
it though.
No, but it is part because they said it's part to make sure you're showing diversity when you hiring somebody. You're not just hiring one particular race.
Oh, so now they're not going to ask that.
They don't do it. They don't do it on every application I filled out in the government. Never they don't ask no race. Or if they do ask it, you could
But I
say
thought
prefer not to say.
Mm.
Then they look at the name and
I
see,
knew they prefer not to
And
say.
then the
They
name,
prefer,
and then
well, I
they
mean,
see
Ray,
Damien.
Damian, Raekwon, Janiqua, or some crazy. Like, yeah, I know. Okay, yeah,
So then,
that's
so they're getting rid of that. Okay, okay. So wait, yeah, wouldn't they just look at the name now instead of looking at the race?
That's the thing, though. That's what I'm saying. Is like humans will always be humans. It's never gonna be perfect. What he's doing is
Yeah,
just trying to refine a system, but everything always has its. It always comes like, you know what I'm saying. Like there's
yeah,
gonna be things that are gonna come out of him doing what he's doing.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
just like the whole immigration thing. I think it was a great idea, but then things turned bad. So
yeah,
like what he's doing now is gonna have its pros and cons. But humans are gonna be humans. People are gonna like be very, they're gonna look at, like you said, names. But you can't really put a system in place to tell someone don't look at
yeah,
someone's name before you hire them. You
yeah,
know
yeah, yeah. That's what
what
we had
I
a
what,
coworker that did that before.
and I guess that's the whole thing about efficiency. It's like having someone who's trustworthy, who has integrity. But there's always gonna be a bad apple. But it's about
Yeah,
reducing it. It's like kind of like reducing you know the
yeah,
amount of bad apples that are in the system or in the government.
yeah.
But one thing I think that needs to be done is like, I believe that a lot of problems came from friends and family, like nepotism. You
Mm-hmm.
know, a lot
that's
of
where it
these
started. That's where it
Mm-hmm.
started, and then all they want to do now, they want to gain some moral compass and ethics and all of that, to where
Mm-hmm.
I mean they've been doing that for years, man. Look, like y'all say, the Clintons and all these other people,
Mm-hmm. In
they've
in
been
government
running.
and in private sectors, because the people in the government probably shake hands with people in the private sectors, vice
Yeah,
versa.
of
The
course.
person who owns the people who are head of banks are knowing the politicians. You know what I'm saying? So they're all just helping each other, and
Mhm.
that's what makes the middle class and the poor class never be able to get to the upper class. I mean, there's a few that are successful, but that's what
Yeah.
I kind of was like. That's why I didn't really was able to like like explain when Tobin was talking. And this is just from my personal aspect, but it's harder to be an upper class when you come from middle class or poor class, because even one, if you're black and you're seen a certain way, people are not gonna want to do business with you, or you can only get so far
Yeah.
because then you're not in the same
Yeah.
group as these people, so they're not gonna give you that success. So it's like harder than somebody who might be white or Asian or has
Yeah.
friends or people like that. So that's kind of like what needs to get eliminated, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's ever gonna happen, no, bro. That's just me. If I've been at the top for so long and this been passed down from generation to generation, I think my mindset would be with their mindset, or I ain't trying to share. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the reality of it.
Mhm.
Because I mean, even and this be my conspiracy. Even look how they did. What's his name? Diddy. The minute he sued the biggest liquor company in the world, look at all that shit that started. Everything just started crumbling down, and that can't just be a coincidence.
Mhm.
So no matter how high we get as a race, we're still playing their game. How you gonna tell the coach what to do? How you gonna tell the owner of the team how to run his team? And he created the blueprint on this team and how the game should be played.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel. We allowed
Isn't
to play.
isn't the
Huh?
Marlon isn't the Crown Act part of DEI?
The what?
The Crown Act.
The
What's that?
Crown Act.
Like
That's the
basically,
long
for
hair shit.
with dreads,
They
like you
can't
can't really
judge you. Yeah, people with dreads and shit. So nobody's a winner. Nobody's a winner.
Oh, I didn't
Because
even know about
if
that.
you have hair long, oh
We
yeah, the
discussed
law
this
is
before,
announced it.
brother.
Yeah.
You remember I had cornrows that
Because
you was like, you better cut them hoes off.
cornrows and stuff. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
cut them because
So jobs
companies.
can't do that no
But
more. You
that one I
old.
knew. That one I knew they were doing that. The other one I didn't know, like, because I wasn't getting hired regardless. But I knew that
But how
they
can
were
you prove they
discriminating
didn't
us.
do that because of that? Can't they just say I didn't feel like
Because
you were
there's not a
somebody I
lot
wanted?
of because there's not a lot of CEOs with dreads. Nigga. What do you mean?
No, I'm saying like how can you even prove that? Like, because isn't it basically saying you can't not hire somebody because they have dreads and
Oh,
stuff?
they just never
It
say
no,
it, but they really
but
chose.
it
But
depends.
they
It
never.
depends on the type of job you're doing as well. If it's a safety hazard, then it's a certain dress code and certain things. But
Like how am I
for
like how
instance,
do I go to a job? Like say they didn't hire me because I had cornrows. I can't really go and say, oh, they discriminated me because I had cornrows. They could just easily say, no, he just wasn't a perfect fit for us.
That's the problem.
And I'm like,
That's what I'm
okay,
saying. They
You
never.
would
what's
never
the point
know.
of the
never-
law
You
in
would
the
never
first
know.
place?
Yeah, they never. That's what was interesting when I heard about it when Lori's announced it. Because I was like, they never really told you that's why they didn't hire you. They always told you, oh, we found somebody else anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. It's like, yeah, But I just thought about it. I was like, oh, I forgot the Crown Act. And at
Oh,
least
I
it's called the
see. I'm
Crown
reading
Act.
it
Like
now. Oh, so it's
the
talking about
Dome Act
people at school were also getting in trouble for having dreads and stuff. Oh, okay, I guess
for
I
having
see
dreads and stuff. The YNs.
that.
The
Okay.
YNs are allowed in the store. The YNs are not allowed in the store.
This guy. What's Stargate, Mel? What is
Now,
that? Is
what?
that a new AI, Stargate?
Okay, I don't know what that is.
Yo, you should know what it is. It's AI, I think.
No, I don't know. I'm not here. I know Microsoft. I have a call with Microsoft.
Meech, you
They're
should know
going.
that Netflix's stock is going crazy right now.
Well, Netflix just raised its prices for its membership.
That's crazy that it's going up.
I mean, the only one I don't understand. I mean, I'm not really educated to do it. I'm not gonna keep stretching this conversation because, like I said, this is gonna happen every 4 years. Every president has come with his executive, his agenda. It's a cycle. That's why I don't get too involved in it. I mean, it's actually some of it is actually funny to me. But the
Justin
one
Bieber.
thing I was gonna talk about that's kind of interesting. Marlon, we knew about this before Trump was even elected. The tariffs, because when I was in China with Marlon, that was a big conversation in China.
Yeah.
They were saying, y'all gotta do this, y'all gotta make sure you buy this right now, make sure you do this, because once the tariffs come in, things are gonna be expensive to ship to China. Now I see his argument, I guess because China sells meth and all the drugs to Canada and Mexico.
Like I said,
That's why that's the reasoning. He says because he's trying to put more, because that's who's sending the drug and synthetic drugs,
Yo,
fentanyl.
so
China and
that's
Canada.
the same. That's
But
the same as
but
that's
but
the same.
but wait, I was gonna say, but my concern, like I said, I'm not educated on this, but just thinking of linear thinking. I mean, China supplies most of the world, and that's part of the argument. But then it's like we don't have those resources in America. To me, I don't have to be a businessman to know that we can't manufacture steel because we don't have our sand and our land is not made to manufacture steel. So it has to come from China. You know what I mean? So if things, I don't know how that's going to make things less expensive because of course China is not going to let that go away. They're going to retaliate. I would think they would. They're not going to say, okay, America is charging us more. That's what I'm saying. That's where it's a little confusing, and I'm just waiting to see how that works. If that goes through, the whole tariff thing and stuff. Because I mean, most of our electronics are coming from there. I mean, from the world. So if that makes things less expensive, I'm for it. But I'm trying to see how that works. Because Amazon is China. I don't know how they're gonna control that price. Because Amazon is really China. So I don't know. I don't know where these things are gonna come from. Maybe overnight, America is gonna come and manufacture a plant. Bang, they're gonna be manufacturing toys at Bang's plant.
What's the difference between tariffs and like VATs and import taxes and all that other stuff? It's not the same thing.
I think VAT is
It's
just
kinda
a
almost-
tax. I think VAT's just a regular tax.
Yeah, but tariffs
I
is
never
usually
understood
like
those.
VAT is
Tariffs
just
is usually-
VAT is a just like a European version of taxes. Like
So
how we pay
but
for stuff.
so the tariffs is for countries and not people.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right? I don't know much about tariffs.
Yeah, it's a tax.
No.
It's a tax
So
based
if you
on.
want to sell something to my country, you got to pay me to import it, pretty much. Or
Yes,
I got
basically,
that
yeah.
backwards.
If you're gonna send something to my
So-
country, you're gonna have to pay extra to get it in here,
a
basically.
fee, yeah. So it's like it's for goods. It's usually for
Oh
goods.
yeah.
Usually,
You should do that.
usually like metal, electronics. So when you buy something from like somebody in China, you tell them, hey, on the bill of sale, just put it's a gift or a present or something.
Yeah, gift. Yeah,
It's kind of to avoid that. So now, and usually like it's usually affects people who are buying, like companies that are buying tanks by sea, especially by sea, that are getting goods, tanks, metal, supplies and stuff. That's when you get a tariff. So it's really big on the the Amazons. That's who's really paying a lot of money on taxes. I mean on that tariff price. So my question was that I said I don't know, and Bang don't attack me. I didn't say it's gonna change. I said I'm interested to see how that's gonna work because as an economy, we buy a lot of stuff. So a lot of companies depend, whether we like it or not, we depend on China. So I want to see what changes it's gonna do with the price increase on tariffs. Like I want to see how that's gonna help the economy. I don't understand. I mean, I don't understand, but I just know that we are a buying and selling business. So that's a big one to us. Like, I just Temu, Shein, all those. I don't know how that's gonna lessen the price. That's what I was just saying. Because I surely don't want to buy something that's made in in Rockville. Because I know it's gonna be expensive.
But that's the only way you're gonna actually reduce the cost of living and taxes within the country, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's another way to because you got to look at it. If the country has to find other ways to make money, and the more money we make outside of the U.S. is the less the cost of living should be in the U.S. If that makes sense.
Yeah, because we're buying from everywhere else.
Right. And
we're not sufficient in any way. We're dependent on everybody else, and we're in debt.
Exactly. And then one thing I can say I like about Trump is he's big on if we could do it in house, let's do it in house first versus running to China for everything, which
Yeah.
is fair
But
enough
that's
because you allow
yeah, it's fair enough. But
Americans to become great, to
but
be the next
I have an
Tesla or
argument.
whatever the
I
dude's
don't.
name.
You
I
know, I'm
don't.
never let that go. I have an argument with that. If we
It,
can do it
it,
in house, I mean, come on,
it's a,
bro. Like it's
it's a,
about
it's
resources.
it's inevitable, bro. Like, there's no way we're gonna do everything in house. We're gonna depend on China and these other
Yeah,
places.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
got you.
but y'all got to look at the amount of
I
imports we get
I
from
was saying I
Mexico
wonder
when
if
it
that's
comes
gonna
to
make
fruits and all of that,
I think
I was
fruits
he's
and
just
wondering.
trying
vegetables,
to balance out
stuff
the
like
power
that.
scale, bro. Like, he's trying to
Yeah, that
balance
is
out the
too.
power
Yeah,
scale.
that is too. Yeah, that
Because
is
if
true.
we're all depending on just China for everything, that's making them a powerful country, you know? So he's trying to balance it out and make it so that, gives opportunity to other places, and it just lessens their power, it's just lessening our dependability on just one. It's almost like don't
One
put all your eggs
country.
in one basket,
Yep.
put all your eggs in one basket,
Yep.
you know?
Yeah, he says he's gonna
But
do
Yeah.
25% on Mexico and Canada on February 1st.
and then maybe that will entice Mexico and these other countries to be supplying us with material that, because China's smart. They probably getting that shit from Mexico anyways, and then they're sending it to us.
Yeah.
You
But then
know?
it helps American farmers too, bro, because there's a lot of small business farmers to where they can make more money, but the Walmarts and all that might be importing something from Mexico. And not only import shit from Mexico, you bringing in all kind of pests and all of that as well too. Is bad for the economy.
And the
So
quality's also bad. I mean,
then, yep,
we just taking, because it's almost like we're just getting what we get because there's only one supplier.
Yeah.
So we don't even know there's a better quality out there. I mean, look at half of the products we're getting, honestly, bro, on Amazon. They're not that good. It's just that that China's the only manufacturer we get from. The
Yeah,
only
we were
things that are
talking about
quality is
that.
probably
How
like
bro. When I used to
what?
live in Kentucky, bro, you know what's crazy? Or the like the country, like the real country redneck dude. They rarely go to Walmart. They go to local farmers for eggs, fruits,
Mm-hmm.
certain things like that, and it's way better than what Walmart or any of the local grocery stores selling.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying we were
And
talking about that. It's funny because Amazon, some at some point you just saw the change in quality on stuff that you buy in Amazon. It was like I don't know when, but like you just saw a shift where everything just got Chinese. It used to be nice,
and
good handmade, good American made products. Now we're getting like
and yeah,
crazy.
and they're so like we're so dependent on them that they don't even care no more because we're gonna
Yeah,
buy from them anyway. So they're not taking their time with it, because it don't matter what it is. They make
yeah.
it, we buy it. You know what I'm saying?
And they don't come with manuals, instruction manuals. I had to build something the other day with no manual.
And I think that also goes back to like when you have money and power. America, we got so complacent and lazy that we just send money to China. Hey, build us this. Hey, do this for us. Do this for us. But we got so complacent. We're not really trying to get the best quality. We're just using money as our tool, and that's why they're not giving us quality. When you don't have money, you got to really get it out the mud. But
Yeah,
America, we got so much money. We just send money to anywhere and everywhere and tell them do this for us.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Good topic, Mel. Good topic. Good topic. Good topic.
What do you say, man? I didn't start this conversation.
You did. You asked about tariffs.
Oh, you're talking about terrorists. Oh, yeah. Yeah, now I was just saying, I'm interested to see how that's gonna change on on products. That's cool.
I agree. Collins, did you have a question?
Collins to talk about laser beam.
Oh shit.
It's not much I can say about politics because I'm just not that educated on it. If I'm being quite honest.
Yeah, I will say something like it's interesting to see everybody's take on politics. That's how I'll close it out, I guess. But because you have people like me, my mom, and my dad, or even me, Jamal, or whatever. We when you come from like a country that's very like heavily, heavily run by politics. The way you look at things is a lot different. Like, like I can't, like people are getting killed for politics. So it's interesting that we can actually even have this conversation and chill and stuff like that. But when I came here, like that's why I kind of got immune to it because it's like it's the same thing everywhere. It just here it's just a white collar politic type of thing, but everywhere else it just they choke you and say, "Nigga, what? We're gonna change the price. Do it or do it or leave it, like it or not." So it's interesting to see that people have different aspects and different views, and that's why politics are there. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. It is what it is. You can't single-handedly change the country. There's gonna be delays and stuff like that, and 4 years is gonna end soon. And then the next best person is gonna come in and say, "Well, if with this in place, I'm gonna open up the border for everybody from China." Fuck that. So then everybody flocks. So it is what it's interesting. It's like a game. So that's why I just let the billionaires do it. They know that better than I can. So
Interesting. I like that.
that's mums.
I like that.
But
Bang.
I'll open up the floor for somebody else for the topic.
Bang, did you hear that Bruno Mars song?
No, I
Nah,
don't
you
listen to
probably-
Bruno Mars.
What's your problem with Bruno Mars?
I don't listen to, but I look like driving to listen to Bruno Mars.
Bro, Bang, you gotta stop listening to trap music, man.
Bro, I would never get it. I mean, he a talented person. He just not for me.
How would you feel if well, how would you feel if your son said he wanted to be a rapper? Would you help him? Here's another question. I'm just asking. Become a rapper?
Yeah, I'd help him. I mean, whatever you want to do, he could do. I mean, as long as it ain't nothing crazy, I'll support him.
You'll let him make music like Baby Kia?
No, I don't know about all that now. No, we ain't doing that.
We ain't doing all that.
I'm like, yo, hey, yo.
I'd be like, boy, you ain't even come from that lifestyle, so I can't even push that even if I wanted to.
Do you like
Nah.
rappers that make music what they really live about, or is it all right? Like, do you believe in like artistic expression and like people?
That's a good question.
I think both, but I think at some point when you get older, the artistic part of it should take over versus you still trying to do the dumb shit that a 17, 21-year-old rappers doing, because I mean, if you look at most of the rappers that back in the day really was just straight art, but these YNs today, they live in it.
Which is crazy to me because the one person that I say the same thing, but the one person that I actually don't care is Future. And I don't know why.
You don't care what?
Because I think he tapped into
Future
so
can
many
rap.
genres.
No, you don't care.
Future can rap about being toxic and drugs and stuff for the rest of his life, and I'll love it.
Yeah, I feel like there's certain people, there's certain things I don't think it just applies to music. There's certain thing when you find your niche, you just keep with it and you
And
stay
he never ages
consistent. Yeah, you stay consistent. It's gonna work for you because I think at this point he got to a point where people don't even look at him like he's really like in the back sipping, snorting coke off a girl's.
Yeah,
he's probably still
we
doing
kind of
it.
don't believe
But
that.
I don't think
Future's out there just
nobody believes it.
popping
People just
pills
look
and
at it
stuff.
like some little people actually enjoy it for what it is now. It's just some funny stuff now. When I'm sorry, Colin, but when Laser Beam talks about it,
I think Laser Dim's
like
really
hang up
doing
in my
it.
hand. I'm like, whoa, they really doing it.
I think Laser Dim's really popping them pills.
I think it's bad on both ends. I think it's bad from Laser Dim and Future because the youth listen to their music.
Well, that's when the argument comes about movies. You like the darkest movies. It's entertainment, right? They can't. That's why they were saying they can't use lyrics in songs because it's supposed to be entertainment. You're creative. You especially you like those music videos where somebody had just falling off the ground.
I don't think you can blame it, bro. Ain't no as much rap and filth that I done listened to and put in my ears, bro. I ain't did half of them drugs them YNs be doing. A lot of the only thing I hate with today's society is everyone don't have a mind of their own. Everyone got to copy someone else.
Yeah.
it is interesting though because Collins has a good point
It's like
because
monkey see,
with
monkey do.
yeah, it's actually interesting. Like yeah, that's true because it's almost like remember
It has
no
become
Ben
a
wasn't on the
problem.
call, but Ben wasn't on the call. But the good example is Collins. Remember your situation from last week, the crash out. You see how he said all this, and he's like, "Well, played Lil Durk." That's a good example because he
That
said
is
Lil
a
Durk
good
saying it,
example.
so I'm living that life, you know. So I was like, okay, why you want to play Lil Durk to actually emphasize? And you're still angry. He said, "Man, put Lil Durk on." I was like, "Whoa!" So he's really missing Lil Durk for the
Do you
for
think
the.
that's a technology problem? Do you think it's due to the technology we have?
Right.
Hell yeah. I wouldn't even take a piss by a building because I'd be scared of cameras now, bro.
But did you get my example though, Ben?
Nah, I know with the T Mad, the crash out and the little dirt. Bro, the thing
Okay.
about it is,
You had to throw in the names, of
I
course.
think
But
it's
I
I
was just
think it's
saying,
because
like,
of social media. I think our
it's
brains.
the influence.
It's the
I'm saying the
influence.
influence it hits people different. Like you say, you
Yeah.
bang, the influence doesn't hit you like that because you know, of
But
course.
that's why I'm
But
saying
you also
I'm
foreign.
wondering
You also
why.
have a different bringing up and background and stuff like that.
That's why I was
But
saying I
some
think
people,
I'm wondering why it's such a big problem now because Collins is right that a lot of people are influenced these days by like movies, games, music, and stuff
but
before
you
than
gotta
they used to.
Nowadays.
you gotta look at Marlon when you had to go to a record store or something to get music. Or if you wanted to hear something, it's the radio, and the radio wasn't playing certain songs. You didn't
Yeah.
have social media. You didn't have all these streaming platforms to where music is so accessible to the little kids
Yeah.
that got an iPad or an iPhone or something
Yeah.
like that.
It makes
So it's
sense.
so impressionable. You kind of fall in love with an artist because of their music, and you're so young, you think they're really doing it.
Yeah.
When actuality, they're not really doing. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is some of them that do it. But
Yeah.
my thing is, if you're gonna do the shit, bro, and rap about it, do it. But don't name the exact street you killed the dude on, the car you pulled out in. Don't name drop the dude, because then
don't
you
say
leaving breadcrumbs, bro.
don't send the LO, don't send the LO, don't send the LO.
Don't send the
Yeah, like,
LO.
What's in the room, man?
bro, it's too much, bro. It's so hard to commit crimes nowadays, bro. When you from a street perspective, because it's too many school cameras, traffic cameras, home cameras, cell phones. There's
Yeah.
too many people watching dash cams in people's car. Everywhere you
Yeah,
go, it's a camera. You never know when you're being recorded, bro.
you know that
Yeah.
amazes me though. That's funny because you see the way they be carrying around, bro. You would think people know about them cameras. That actually bugs me a lot. Sometimes when I watch these stories, I'm like, bro. I mean, maybe I'm just that naive. Like they don't even act like there's cameras. Like I'm like you can't get away with this stuff. But I don't know how they
No,
move. Like even the whole thing with what's the guy the rapper that got with the dreads that got off. I'm sorry, it's a lot of them. But from Florida, the
Oh,
dude from Florida.
Fulio,
Folio, yeah.
or whatever
Like
his name
it
is.
didn't even take them a week, bro. They already like eight suspects,
Yeah,
bro.
they did
Like
that
at
wide
a
though.
but
hotel,
nowadays,
at a hotel, bro. Like, come on,
not
bro.
nowadays, niggas snitch on themselves most of the time
Bro, and that's
because of
Oh, they
this
exactly
shit.
do.
what it is. That's bro.
Cause they
The
got.
dumbest thing I hate is in order for you to be considered tough, you gotta drop your low. Why would I drop my low to make it easy for my op to come kill
Drop
me?
that
It ain't cause I'm scared,
low. Drop that
I ain't dropping shit.
bro.
low.
Bro, the United States military wouldn't do some dumb shit like that, and they trail to shoot, move,
Bro,
communicate, kill, bro. The United
man,
States
tomorrow Trump.
don't go in. Come on, bro. I ain't do. That's dumb, bro. I gotta drop my load to show you I'm really with it. And
Tomorrow,
you my op. Why am I spoon feeding my op on how to kill me? Hell nah, bro. If you catch me,
when
if you can.
when Trump announces the tariffs tomorrow, China gonna text him. The president of China gonna text him and say, "Yo, drop that low."
Drop the low.
He said, "I'm right here."
Dude, it's cool though. It's the cool. And then dudes, they be getting on shootouts on Facebook Live. Like I don't understand. I don't know what the drugs these young dudes be on, but it's cool to be a criminal and get caught. I think that's what it is now.
until you get in there and
Yeah.
you next to
And then when
Diddy,
you
bro.
get
What
in
you gonna
there,
do?
Bro,
yeah,
let me tell you what it is, bro. It's all ego and pride, bro. A lot of these niggas got too much ego and pride. Like
And
they
social
have to die
media.
behind it,
I
bro. They
think it's
have to die
social
behind it,
media. I
bro.
think social media is the biggest
Yeah, I
problem.
think social media made it cool and it made
Cool.
people desensitized. I mean,
Yeah,
crime has always
yeah.
been there, but like when you see people doing it and then they getting views on it, they don't even
Yeah.
really care. Like niggas is offing themselves on video now.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's
it's
But
wild, bro.
I
It's
think
like
a lot of these dudes don't realize too. Prison don't 100% operate off how the streets operate. Some prisons you go to, you can't even click up based off of what gang you used to rep. You clicking up based off of your race.
yeah, the race
If
is
Yeah.
you go
worse.
streets now, these young niggas really don't respect no OGs, but you can't go in prison and try to disrespect an OG because you're
Yeah.
gonna get your shit handed to you. So I think that's what the YNs need to realize. Yeah, some street shit do apply. Don't tell, don't nigga try to stand on big all that the dumb shit. But the whole thing when you get in there is a different environment.
That's true.
it's wild west, bro. I'm scared of MYNs, bro. I went to the gas station today to get my cookies, my tools today, bro. I saw a couple of them wearing slides, bro. He was twisting his hand by the end. I got in and got out.
I think it got
I got it. That's the executive order they need to put in right there. We need to get rid of the YNs, bro.
Oh my god.
Bro, and it's only gonna get worse, dog. It's only gonna get worse. From my time
Yes.
up to now, it ain't never got better. It's only getting worse, bro.
This
Nothing. We too far gone, bro. We are too far.
this
I
is
hate
the
Yeah.
to say it.
decade of crash outs. This specific decade, everybody's gonna be crashing out. That's what I think.
I think so
I
too.
I
think,
think
and I
you're
also
gonna keep
think
Crashing
saying that.
I also think the crash out too. That's a phase of the internet too, because us even sitting on this computer all day looking at Colin's face for like 3 hours, bro. You're bound to explode, bro. I mean, some people at least they don't work on the computer. Some people like but I'm on the computer 24/7, man, dealing with headaches, just crying in my head, bro. It gets to you when you go to sleep, bro, because you start to hear those sounds, bro. Like it's like golly, like in your brain. That's why I crash out.
I, I,
And,
cause I
and
almost crashed out this morning because I woke up. I thought I heard the phone ringing and shit. My job phone ringing and shit.
Exactly, because now
I
you
was
hear
like,
the phone
fuck,
ringing. Like
man.
when I hear my phone, when I hear phone ringing too, it actually bothers me because I feel like, oh snap, I got a call coming through, and I get frustrated. I get so frustrated, bro. It's like I can't even focus no more, bro. That's what causes the crash outs, bro. It's
That's
crazy.
what causes crash outs.
That's the OD, Collins. Yeah. Bro,
Nah.
Marlo gave me the sticks for 2 minutes, bang, bro. I said, what? How does your brain even move this fast, bro? And it's crazy because the average person in the world, at least I think one of every three people somebody plays COD. That's kind of how I noticed it. It's crazy. Like it's almost like Avengers, the game you're telling me, Marlon.
Marvel
Is it the
Rivals.
Avengers? Marvel Rivals. The two people in my job asked me, they said, oh, have you been playing that game? The people I never thought even touch sticks. I was like, wow, so this is normalized. I'm missing out. Like, and they were talking, I was like, that's crazy, bro. That's why I'm trying to get this YouTube thing to go on. But even the edit, I couldn't even edit anything. It's too much going on, bro. It's like I'm fixing a car. Too many buttons in the program. But people are dropping a new video every day. I don't know how they're editing them videos so fast. Because, bro, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's
It's like
crazy.
playing a game, bro. It's crazy, bro. I thought it was going to be like Lightroom Collins, but when I got in there, there's a whole tab for color grading. Everything else comes first. I was like, holy smoky. What
You
is
talking
this?
about
I got
DaVinci,
so
right?
confused. Yo, but it's easy, though. It's good. Once you get the idea of it, it's actually, I see why it's so popular. It's made for that. It's made for that. But it's just when you first look at it, you're like, damn, what is this? But I like how it's structured because I was using Final Cut, but DaVinci gives you all the different tabs. Like, you do the cuts, then you do the edit, then you do the music, then you do the color grading, then you do the deliver. So it actually guides you on how to edit a video. So I'm like, oh, cool. I see why Netflix will let you post a video from here. It's ready for that. I'm going to join on my iPad, though. I got to go get some fresh air. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, shit. You're getting fresh air, yeah.
No, this is a good stream though. You touched upon topics.
You said what?
I said this is a good stream because we touched upon a lot of the topics about the inauguration and everything.
Yeah, we're in our political talks.
Too much, like Mel says, too much going on, man. Shit, everybody finna start crashing out.
Yeah, everybody. Do you think drugs are an actual problem in America?
I can't even answer that question. I
Mhm.
can't.
Drugs
'Cause
everywhere, bro.
that's what I'm saying.
I
There's
can't.
drugs
You can't say
everywhere.
it's everywhere, man. Every country. I don't know no country that don't got drugs.
Yeah,
Yeah. But do you
You
think
know, at the
I
end
know
of the
every
day,
country has drugs, but do you think it's as bad as they say in America?
it's always
hell
has
yeah,
been bad since it started, and it always will be bad. That's just
hell yeah.
I
Mm.
mean, I feel like it's interesting how these things work. I feel like it's an Adam and Eve situation. You know what I mean? He beat the apple, or at least that's what they said. He beat the apple. It was bad, but at the same time, it felt so damn good, right? So I feel like especially with drugs too, right? They're bad, but the police need jobs. You know, the doctors at the hospital need to treat somebody. I mean, it sounds
Yeah.
effed up. It's like a 50-50. I look at things. I'm starting to learn to look at things that way. That
Yeah.
everything is there. So even Mexico, even all the stuff we're talking about, the border and stuff like that. If a world in harmony is not a perfect world.
Yeah.
If everything was perfect, there will be no reason for living. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I like things like praising people offing and white hands, but it's interesting the outcome. There's a side to it in each side.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
Because yeah, that's a good point. Because if you have a country with no drug addicts and every rehab center
Everything is
eventually
perfect.
closed
Yeah.
down, prescription you take a loss in certain prescription drugs
Mm-hmm.
that help you fight addiction. Hospitals might have to reduce the staff because they don't have the throughput
Exactly.
dealing with the drug. So I mean, bad things help countries stay afloat, but I get what you're
Yeah.
saying, Mel.
Yeah. Because it's funny. The reason I'm saying that because how I work in hospitals, bang. I mean our companies and hospitals. Hospitals are taking bankruptcy after bankruptcy. I had no idea that there's hospitals that are closing because they mismanage money or they just broke or they do a bankruptcy to restructure their income so it's like they all and then they're the businesses. So when we open a new store, maybe I'm saying company secrets after the paper I wrote. So we literally meet with the CEOs of the hospital because the hospital is a CEO, here's a CIO, here's a manager, here's a VIP list, and it's usually owned by a private investment company. Hospitals are not government. People forget that. Those Presbyterian stuff, it's a family that owns it. So we meet with those people. They tell us how much they make, what's their profit. So how much extra charging us for a nigga's leg is broken. So they discuss all this and they tell us this is a predominantly black area. So we want you to sell there's a new hospital we're opening. They said we're first Christian, so you gotta be okay with us talking a lot of Christianity and all this stuff. And you guys cannot wear your own uniforms. You have to wear the uniforms of the hospital with the cross and all this stuff. And you have to sell stuff that's like almost like biblical and stuff. So you have to work with your vendors to sell you stuff that's Christian like. So it's either you take it or leave it. And then we look at the money, we say, yeah, we'll conform. You know what I mean? So it's interesting how things like that work. So it's like the hospital actually looks at statistics. They want to have a good year where they get a lot more patients. I mean, they're not going to look at it deep like when people get off, but a hospital in a hood area,
But yep. So
it makes a lot more money because that's their income. That's their cream pie. So it's
that's
like
how a lot of military hospitals downsize
Sexy
from
cream
like a
pie.
medical center to a clinic based off of
right
your throughput, your patients. You gotta have
patients
people getting fucked up or needing some type of medical
to
care in
survive.
order
Yeah,
for hospitals to
exactly. Yeah,
thrive and survive. If you ain't
that's
got
kind
no
of
patients,
then you ain't got no money. Then people are
you ain't
not
got
going.
no money.
You can't feed
Your
people.
insurance can't pay you no money.
You can buy the equipment. So when I go into these meetings, it kind of opened my eyes, and that's how they've been talking. It's like this is crazy, yeah. But it's kind of setting me up for So I get both sides. Now, do I condone drugs? No, of course not. But
Yeah. But I think that's the last topic I had. I'll have to do some more research and see what we can talk about next stream. It's gonna be a short stream. We said the footage
yeah,
was
well,
too long.
we need Mitch on this more often because he be having the topics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mitch be having the deep insight.
Yeah, no Diddy.
Oh,
Yeah.
pause. Hey,
You
yo.
I be chilling, man.
Nah,
Oh, there you
but
go.
Ben, I guess that's why Marlo always, we had a conversation with Collins and Marlo. We had our offside meeting. That's why Marlo texted every group in the world to join the call because, I guess he enjoys to see me and you crash out because you have some very
No,
good.
no.
Nah, I'm just joking. You have some good insights on things. Everybody has their own point, so it's interesting to see that the side of town, and like I was telling them, I'm trying to learn to get like we had an argument about laser beam this walkie. We'll say that for later on
Oh,
for
we'll
the
say
next
that one for the
conversation.
next one. We'll say that one for the
For
next
next
one.
time,
Please say that one for the next one, man.
That'll be a
Please.
good one. That'll be a good one.
But Collins started crashing out and punching the walls and stuff. We were just asking him, "Yo, we don't understand what's so special about laser beam, but it's because we want to know. We want to be part of this. That's the point of this
Mhm.
this whole channel because it's discussion. That's such as life,
You like him, Collins?
What?
Yeah, I do. I actually went to his concert. Like, I literally have pictures of him and everything.
Oh shit.
I don't know. I tried to listen to him. I couldn't
just
get it.
I couldn't either, man. I tried to.
It seems like he just say a bunch of words back to back that rhymes, but it don't have no content to it, no
Exactly.
substance.
It don't make
But
no
maybe
sense.
I
It
don't
don't make
even
no.
want to talk about it.
It don't
I
make
don't
no
I don't want to
even.
sense
talk
to
about it right
me.
now. That's why I'm not saying nothing, bro.
I will say though, I will give you his credit because today what he did, he kind of explained to us from his perspective, like, and it made sense. He's like, like the conversation you and I had about Kanye and Kendrick and stuff, the backpack rappers and stuff, because I could relate to that. Like I gave him examples. I like Kanye first. It's funny when I think about it. I didn't like Kanye as a rapper. I was so hooked onto him because I'm into the fashion shit. So when he was coming as a producer, he was the freshest producer, wearing like stuff that people were now wearing, like pink polos and shit with a backpack and all this stuff, and making beats for like at the time the Jay-Z's, everybody in the industry, different beats, whether it be like soul, rap. I was like, this guy is so cool, And I was a nerd at the time because I like computers, and he was doing everything on a drum machine and a computer. So that's how I kind of liked him. But over time, I evolved to like his music. But the certain people like I can tell that listen to like the Moneybags. If you say Kanye's name, they'll be like, this guy is corny. Who listens to Kanye? Like he's so weird and all the stuff, right?
Let me ask you something.
Hold on. So Collins kind of put us in that position. He gave us the different genres. He told us what really underground is in today's time. And he told us about the beats, about the producers, and he played us some other artists we've never heard before. Like, did we like it? We probably there's a couple I said actually I can relate to this, but he knew I could relate to that because the type of flow the person was doing, it was like catchy or repetitious, So I was like, okay, I get why you like those people and we don't like them. I get it. It's almost like the Unc and Young YN conversation, So
I feel like I call them the mosh pit. The emo rappers kind of took the place of the backpack rappers in a sense. You don't really hear about the backpack rappers anymore. You either got your mainstream artists or you got the emo dudes, the Uzis, the Playboy Cardis, Destroyer Lonely, and all those other dudes.
But it's funny
Yeah.
when you say that, people who listen to that, they'll argue that Uzi is not an emo rapper. They hate that because I look at it that way too. But they'll start saying, no, Uzi is not an emo rapper, and they'll say all these other people that are really
He
emo
is,
like.
but he's more of the A-list emo. He started out as that emo,
Yeah.
and then he kind of evolved into what Destroyer Lonely and them will evolve to if they get to his level. Him and
Yeah.
Playboy Cardi.
Yeah.
And Yeet.
You're right.
I would say him, Playboy Cardi, and Yeet. They like the A-list emo rappers or mosh pit rappers.
It's a trend. There's a whole trend with it. People just kind of slide because even like Playboy, you see, he kind of slides a little bit to do his own thing, but the base is still the same. Like he kind of, it's the dressing. That's how he started. You know what I mean? He just finds his own. He finds his own lane.
Yeah, I mean they don't get me wrong. They don't sound the same, but they're more similar as opposed to if you compare Gucci, Jeezy, and T.I. You see what I'm saying? Gucci, Jeezy, and T.I. would be considered that trap type rapper. Playboy Cardi, Uzi, and Yeet would be considered that mosh pit type rap. And then the lyrical type rap would be considered, you know, your Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole, I guess.
So my question is, maybe I'll ask Collins is probably better at this too, but what would you consider Daystar style then? Because there's a little emo in it with the way he dresses.
That's
I
the
mean,
emo. That's
he
the
dresses
emo
like
stuff.
Batman, but he wears like some of his characteristics will go towards the like his Instagrams. They have a lot of emoji. I mean, they have a lot of what's the cartoons called that people like to watch that you bang
Anime.
watch too? Anime. It's a lot of
Anime.
anime and stuff like that. Maybe he's a Marvel rapper.
Daystar makes a lot of different types of music. That's the thing. That's why I can't really answer the question, because he done made trap music. He done made hyper pop. Now I think he does like mixes. He actually like remixes like songs. Like he'll slow them down and like add his own lyrics and stuff. So,
But at face value, if you see his image before you listen to what he does, the first thing that comes in, you're gonna think of
The
anime,
emo.
stuff.
The emo.
emo,
Yeah,
anime and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Before you
yeah.
So
hear
let me
what he
ask,
does.
let me ask you something, Collins. This what I don't understand, and maybe I'm just so far gone and way too old. What's your thoughts on when the dudes be swinging at each other at the concerts and kicking each other and just doing that? What's that called?
So I'm not part of that type of scene, and I
That's
don't
right.
really. Wait. Let me answer. So I'm not part of that scene, so I can't really give you a straight answer to it. But they're not actually punching each other. But it's just that's a whole different like scene. That's not even rap or nothing. That's actual like punk music.
Oh, that's punk music. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't
that's punk
understand it because I
artists.
seen it for the
I
first time. I say, who would want to go to a concert for somebody just to swing their hands, kick, throw stuff wildly, and you get hit?
I,
And of course,
Yeah.
you know, and you seeing there's a different type of people that do that as well. So I said
I feel
maybe
like
it's because I haven't grew up around that, or I ain't a
Mhm.
part of that
I
race. I probably don't
but
comprehend it.
but I also feel like most of this actually is evolving from the punk scene. Because if you really look at how punk people dress and stuff, that's who's really. I feel like that's the style right now. I mean, not right now. It's
That's what
probably
I've been trying to tell y'all. Like,
it's kind of going out now. But even those DG belts and stuff, that's all punk. It's like when niggas took it, they changed it a little bit. But then it's white people
It's
dressing. It's like
derived from it.
it's derived from it.
The
Even the
goth, the
sound, the
emo,
music, they're putting
yeah.
808s on it. But it's really like it's a goth world kind of right now.
So who you think started that, Colin? This whole emo type music, like the Uzis and all of those. Who would you say is the pioneer of that?
of like punk rap, or just really bringing. Okay. I know what you're asking. You're asking me who took other genres and put it to rap and created a new genre. That's what you're asking me.
Yeah, and in the sense of the emo world, the emo
This was
rap
gonna throw
world.
you off. Look, this was gonna throw you off. But Lil Wayne.
I
Lil
can
Wayne
see it.
did it. He
I can
did the
see he did
dressing,
it.
yeah,
He did it.
especially the dressing. Yeah, you're right on that.
Yeah,
You're right on that.
You're
Because
right. I didn't even think of that.
I remember I went through that phase too. I was wearing the chains on my arm.
Because I'm telling you, I
Better
know like
Sauce,
it's
Better
it's
Sauce
history
Stop.
taught and shit. Because I thought I was gonna say something like Lil Uzi or Trippie
Yeah,
Redd.
that's what I was
They did.
expecting.
They
What I
did make
think
it.
what I think about the Lil Uzi, I think they are class because they are their class of rappers. They really took a lot. That's when the Littles were coming, which came back to Lil Wayne, because it was now little this, little that, little this, little that, little that. Because I think that's kind of how it worked. So that class of rappers kind of took it and then diversified it. But then Lil Wayne is a good point. It's a good example.
You're right. He did. I think he didn't do it all the way, but he did put eyes on it being one of the hardest rappers. Because even I think if you ask me, because I'm a Lil Wayne fan, he was one of the ones that started wearing the tight clothing in the hip hop world.
I say Lil Wayne, Wiz Khalifa, and
Wiz Khalifa,
I would say Machine Gun Kelly, but he's white, so
yeah. You can't. That's expected of him.
But I
yeah.
mean, but there was, you remember there was also a preppy time too. That's when I got onto
Yeah,
Kanye.
the Kid
He was doing
Cudi, the
the
Tyler the
prep.
Creator.
Yeah.
You
That was
talking
when I
about
was
like you talking about like cloud rap? I feel like you got Lil B and you got Kid Cudi
Lil
and
B, yeah, him, yeah.
Tyler the Creator. They kind of brought that like preppy style to rap and shit like that. The Backpack people like Big
Yeah, but
Hollow.
that's what I'm also saying. But like that's when like I got
Gucci,
that's when I got into the Ye
what's
style
up?
because when
Come
Ye
on.
was making beats with like Jay-Z, them niggas were wearing baggy pants on their ass and button ups and shit, and he was
Yeah.
wearing the Louis V backpack and the polo and the
Mhm.
tag, that's kind of it's interesting how things kind of change into something else. You know what I mean? Because now you got the money bag yours. They be wearing don't get me wrong, they be wearing the emo shit, but they just be wearing it different.
Look at Offset. Offset be trying to do the little emo shit too, but he was
Yeah,
against it
Offset be
back in
doing
like
that shit.
2018.
Yeah, you been doing that shit to the T, boy. I was like, boy, you can't breathe in that bit.
But
But I
I
guess
want
the
to, I want to
baggy
say, I
clothes
want to
in
say
now.
this conversation. I want to say this conversation for the next stream. But we saw a stream on Friday.
What?
I said we saw a stream on Friday. This Friday, next Friday, this Friday,
Oh,
Friday
I
evening. This would be one of the topics we'll discuss because I feel like this topic specifically with music, especially y'all, because y'all make music. Me, I'm just like a spectator. I listen to it, but I think this could go further and further. So,
Cyril.
Well, damn.
oh fuck, damn, bro, you done joined the stream too late, man.
I know. I ain't staying. I know y'all finna end off. I saw y'all live. Like I was watching this live the whole time on Twitch.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, no, I'm on the body account. What's up with y'all,
Oh,
boy?
shit.
Nothing.
You
What music
muted.
you listen to, Cyril? Before we
I ain't gonna
Oh
lie,
my
bro.
god, bro.
Look, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't listen to rap like that. I do listen to rap, but like it's more like I listen to like Christian music, Christian rap. I listen to Christian R&B. I listen to Afro beats, like regular Afro beats, Christian Afro beats. Just like alternatives with some smooth little vibe. You feel me?
Who's your
Used to
favorite
listen to rap.
Afrobeats artist?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Not in day when I am with you, babe. You feel me? That Wizkid, you feel me? I ain't gonna lie. Wizkid, Burna
Wizkid,
Boy.
really?
Wizkid's tough. Wizkid's tough. I ain't gonna lie. Wizkid's tough.
Okay, Wizkid, Burna Boy. Who else?
Who else?
Damn, you're Nigerian. All the Nigerians, man, winning
I know.
in the Afrobeat section.
Yeah,
You
Wizkid
I'm a
kind of.
piano.
Who?
I'm a piano.
Amo Piano.
No, you don't know what it is.
I ain't gonna lie. I stopped listening to music much this year, so I'm gonna be missing out on a lot of music. I ain't gonna lie.
We listen to
South
them
African
gunshots.
music.
Rap music is dead.
Yeah, rap music, I ain't gonna lie. They got like people like Jace and all them young YNs rapping and messing up the flow. Boss Man D-Lo, all of that, man.
Right.
It ain't raw like it used to be. I mean, I used to be on that music. I was like one of them type of, Gunna. But then once you mature, like you start getting drawn to like the old Lil Wayne and stuff, and music start really hitting for real. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you like
Wale.
Gunna?
I ain't gonna lie. As a like secular artist, I'll say Gunna tough. Like just
Secular is crazy.
What does that mean?
It's not related to religion.
Oh, Collins, did you know what that meant?
I'm not a religious person whatsoever. Like I just have I'm like a spiritual individual when it comes to, what I believe.
Mhm.
So it's like secular is like, oh yeah, like we're gonna bust the gun, we're gonna pull up on his block and spray it up. We're gonna hop out and we're gonna F his wife, all that type stuff. I don't listen to that stuff like I used to, bro. I listen to like, just Christian rap, you know what I'm saying?
It was Gunna and who?
Gunna and who else tough? Who else is tough, man?
I'm not even gonna ask.
Young Thug? You fuck with Thug?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm with the rats, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm with
Who you
the
think?
Bro,
Who you think a better artist?
who?
Gunna or Lil Baby?
What is what?
Gunna or Lil Baby? I'm
Who
an
you
No,
think a
I
Asian.
better
heard
artist?
y'all speaking Vietnamese and it, bro. Are you for real? Is that even a question, bro?
I'm dead ass.
Cuz, hold on.
I would say
How to get out of
But
that?
I'm saying not Gunna that just dropped. I'm talking about before the whole YSL trial.
oh, okay.
I'm telling you, I can't even tell you five. I can't even sing five Lil Baby songs back to back to back. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Gunna on top, bro. Yeah. I ain't, no hate towards Lil Baby, but Gunna always been, yeah.
I ain't disputing. At first I used to like Lil Baby. When I really started listening, I said, "Yo, Gunna might be better than Lil Baby," and then it got me scratching my head because when Gunna got locked up, Lil Baby couldn't get a hit, and then Lil Baby said Gunna taught him how to rap. I said maybe Gunna used to ghost write for Shorty a little bit.
Yeah, I would say I think Gunna more. I honestly, Lil Baby was more popular, but I honestly listened to Gunna songs more than Lil Baby songs when back then.
Back then,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, the Drip
My
and
boy Gunna.
Drown, Drip C,
Yeah.
all that.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
bumping Gunna like
Old
crazy.
Gunna went hard. Old Lil Baby went hard.
All Lil
I
Baby
don't
went
listen
hard.
to
Oh,
Lil. I don't listen to Lil
look,
Baby now.
All Lil Baby
exactly.
went
There
hard,
we
but I
go.
still think Gunna was better.
Oh
Gunna
yeah,
go. I ain't gonna lie. Gunna,
but they came out.
unless.
They blew up around the same time a little
The
bit.
same
Yeah,
time, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But here's the
But
thing.
I
Blow
like
at the
Lil
same
Baby at first,
time.
but I like Gunna now.
Here's the thing though. Here's the thing. Let's keep it a bean. Gunna, like, and maybe this for the viewers who watch this genre. Gunna then beat allegations and not or not even beat allegations. He got street. He don't got street cred, and he still like going all out when it's about that bread and butter. Like, let's be for real, bro. You can't. He just untouched for real. Lil Baby, like,
Yeah, yeah,
You like
yeah.
yeah,
Gunna? You
bro.
like Gunna because he looks Nigerian.
But
Nah,
but
I ain't gonna lie.
how, how do y'all feel that Young Thug, for the record, Young Thug didn't beat his case. For people that think he beat his case, he plead out just like everybody else. He just took the longest to plea out.
Mhm.
How do
I
you?
ain't gonna.
So Gunna said everything Gunna claimed YSL to be, Young Thug claimed YSL to be. Right?
Yeah.
Would that be considered snitching for Young Thug, being that he was one of the founders? Two, he did say he did agree that YSL is a gang and all. He everything Gunna agreed to, he agreed to. Would y'all
Okay.
consider that snitching?
Okay. That's a good point. That's a good point. But like at the end of the day, so that days I catch every day. Like, I don't care. Gunna's still tough, cuz. Gunna's still tough, cuz. No cap. Gunna's still tough, man. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. This a clip. This a clip right here. This a clip. This gotta be a clip, cuz. Yeah, Gunna's still tough. Like, they say all of that extra stuff. Gunna's still surpassing dudes. He even in multiple songs say they say he a rat, like, and he still like you still hearing that. You know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
the way he was able to maneuver and keep the attention at the same time, because it would have been hard for him to talk some street shit on the latest album he dropped.
And then
But
he
he
started
was
work.
able to
Then
find a way to still talk about the trial, but not on no gangster shit, but saying, people against me, wishing on my downfall, things of that nature, to where that's some shit niggas in the street rap about every day, but he just didn't directly talk about killing and shooting, hopping out cars and all that shit. So I
Look,
salute him for that part, but I mean, the
and then
talking
he
part,
low key started focusing on himself. You know, like working
there
out
we
and all
go.
that.
working
There,
out,
look,
yeah,
look.
yeah.
I'll say this. I'll say this right, and this is a monumental. Hey, chat. This a chat. Probably not even there, but it's all cool. Look,
No, 20
I ain't
people
gonna
watching.
lie, huh?
There's 20 people watching right now.
Hey, chat. Look, right. This how influential Gunna is, right? Compared to Lil Baby. Lil Baby, cool. You got a dude who fat ass dude. Fat. Well, he was chubby. He was chubby. Lil chub. You feel me? Pudgy.
pudgy dude. You know, so that day, so I catch you today. Nipples out, all of that. Cool. Went to jail. Had all these little titles on him. Little YSL's a game. He came out. Came out fit as ever. This songs not only relate to people who beat little allegations, Tekashi 6ix9ine, you feel me? But it like his songs resonate to people who like were doubted. Like, oh yeah, they put dirt on my name and I still prevail. That's like literally all the you know the themes behind his music. Like that last album, bro, that's all it was. It was straight prevail, straight champion. Like, I'm gonna come out on top, and that's what he did, bro. So when you have an individual who was big, lost weight, his music is not street music no more. He's still making, you know, he gonna bust, you feel me? He gonna bust that dome, but it's like some calm stuff. Melodic, very melodic dude, and he's still evolving. I'm not trying to glaze. No homo. We not the LGBT alphabet soup gang. But that dude right there is tough. No cap. I'm just gonna say that for the record, man. That dude is tough. Like, that dude, like he inspired me. I want to be like Gunna when I grow up. Now they just like, they just like, yeah, bro. No
aside from the music, what happened to him is like you could tell like everything that he went through with that whole situation made him want to do different, which is most important because it will inspire kids like to, you know, work on themselves and, you know.
I think he mastered the transition after the trial. He transitioned despite people anticipating him to fall after that. Despite the reputation and Pro Thug had, I didn't think he was going to be able to recover from that. But the way he did it, I don't condone the snitching, you know, and you know, I thought it was gonna drop for him because I said, because even with Tekashi, he told, but then he Hispanic, so he was able to lead a hip hop shit and jump to the Latin community a little bit, make his money, and then every now and again he'll pop his head in hip hop. But Gunna, he pretty much persevered through all of the bullshit.
He transformed,
and then he transformed his whole appearance, image. He revamped his whole image, if you ask me.
And then he came out that hit, F You Mean or whatever.
F You Mean, but that still don't condone snitching. But at the same time, his personality,
I mean, it worked for him.
I don't really think he was that involved in the whole criminal aspect of YSL. He was in the know on possibly some things that was going on, but in terms of hands-on, I don't think he was really doing half of the shit that they got charged for. But he was in the know, so it was guilty by association.
Exactly.
Hey, I also add this. The trajectory of music right now, where things are heading. Music back then, no. I'll say this. Music back then was more violent. I cut your skull, eat your bones. Now niggas talking about, hey, we're gonna get money. Fuck goes. That's how it goes. Took a nigga. You feel me? Like the boss man.
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one.
Look.
Your brain's growing up.
Wait. I don't know. I'm saying this because look, right? The reason why I say that is music is softer now because a lot wait. A lot of dudes, the mainstream music, a lot of dudes be capping in their music though. Let's be for real. It sound good.
Artists, it's capped on the mainstream level, but these YNs, they raw with it, bro.
They're way worse.
And okay, maybe
they're only gonna go so far, bro. I think I'm surprised, and I mean no disrespect. I'm surprised 21 Savage made it this far, and I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be a lot of folks. Exactly.
Yeah, next to Drake.
I don't think it's gonna be a lot of street rappers that can make it to the heights he made it at.
I'm surprised Lil Durk made it that far.
No, but peep though.
But
sometimes
he transitioned when he started. I'm surprised too. I ain't gonna lie for Durk. I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie. Ain't he locked up? He locked up still though.
Surreal. Let me tell you something.
There's a problem. He locked up, like you said, right? That's because he got rich off of and popular off of his type of music.
The
You know.
music.
Whereas
Everybody said he
Gunna kind
blew
of
up.
got it opened, you know, it was like an eye opener for Gunna. He's like, I got to transition. Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, that doesn't condone what he did, but he has a longer career because
Yeah.
he had to
Yeah,
switch it up.
yeah, he got longevity.
People
And then
like
he
Dirk,
more marketable
you
too.
know,
Gunna's a
Exactly.
little bit
There you
more
go.
and
marketable.
exactly that's why I be talking about. Like, I'm not trying to throw shade, but niggas like Laser Demon and all them niggas, they can only go so far because
Only
There we
so
go.
far,
they
bro.
have to
There
be
we go.
marketable. They have to be able because it's a business at the end of the day. It don't matter how catchy
Bro,
your bars are.
nobody
You gotta
is
be
gonna put
marketable.
their
There
brand
we go.
behind somebody that's
There we
talking about
go.
street
That's where
bars and
Drake
hopping
wins
out.
because he can talk about bodies all day and make it catchy, be marketable, and have no bodies.
And peep,
That's
peep, peep, peep,
business.
peep,
That's
peep.
business.
The marketing. Laser beam, far. I pull him in. No, that's laser beam.
He's
That's
a
laser
laser
beam.
beam.
Far. I pull him in. I shoot at his
Laser
home.
beam.
I pull up in. I shoot at his dome. That dude, he not touching UK. Well, no, not even UK. He not touching South Africa with that nonsense though. Let's be for real. He not touching Tanzania. He not touching Egypt with that music. He
You'd be
not going
surprised
global.
though. You'd be surprised though, bro.
You'll
No,
be
he's
surprised.
not.
You'll be
He's not.
surprised, but it's not blown. It's not gonna be as successful as a dude like Gunna, who changed up his whole look. You feel me?
He was just in
He changed
Nigeria with Burna Boy.
Exactly.
everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life, bro. You ain't
That
even hear
song's
that
hard.
remix that Gunna
That song
had,
is
bro.
hard.
I'm telling you,
That
cuz.
song's hard. That
Look,
song's hard.
Gunna. I ain't gonna lie. Look,
No
I'm
stress. That song's hard.
Because you gotta look at longevity, you know what I'm saying? Like this goes back to
yeah,
what Bang was talking about. As you get older and stuff, you start thinking about your kids, your family, stuff like that. Yeah, when you're younger, it's cool and it's fun. But as you get older, you start thinking about how can I sustain? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because you
Niggas
can
be thinking like that, bro. Look at Lil Durk. Lil Durk got kids and family and all that. Kodak
he
Black
locked
got
up.
kids and family.
But look, he
NBA
locked up.
YoungBoy, NBA
So now,
YoungBoy.
right now, you gotta
Young
think about
boy's locked up. Dirk is
was it
locked up.
worth it? Was it worth it? And then do you know them lawyer fees, bro? Man, them joints be
How you doing,
hurting,
man?
boy. When you have a case like that,
I'm good.
a lot of
Good
that
to
money
see you,
he's
man.
spending towards his lawyers,
Yeah,
nigga, he could
man.
be,
Hey,
bruh.
hold on. It's shit. Hold on. That's not going. Hold on.
He's on the phone. Keep going, Meech.
That's so awkward. No, she
Oh,
can't see me like this. No, she can't see me like
but
this.
yeah,
motherfucker.
I'm just saying, like,
That's awkward.
man, them,
Let me try again.
you can make so much money, but when
Oh,
you end up dealing with situations like Lil Durk, even Young Thug, you lose so much money. You start to realize, like, was it
Bit-
worth me? Like, you know, you
And
gotta
Young Boy.
transition. Yeah, and Young Boy, like, it's cool and all. Yeah, it's on. People are gonna listen to his
there you
music,
go. There
but
you go. That's
he's
what's so
a
sad.
he's a human being. He
Wow.
got family who are depending on him. You know what I'm saying? So if he was to like lose it all, everybody who's in his family, his kids, his wife, or whatever, they're gonna suffer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
kind of go back to I think that's why they say now, and it's becoming a trend to where if you in the streets, you don't name your record label after the streets. Because once you done transition and grow out of it, and niggas that's still in the streets doing street shit, it still kind of ties back to your shit. And I think that's why Lil Baby kind of try to rebrand his
The
Yeah.
smart ones, yeah, they smart
FCF.
ones, and they mature because for real, yeah, I understand if you coming up and you really going through that, and then you get famous off of that, but then you got to pivot. Now I have the fan base. Now I have the connections. Now I got the money. I don't need to keep being in the streets. That's stupid. Let me really start cleaning up. Let me start. You know what I'm saying? That's what Chief Keef did.
Yep.
You know,
When he
because
did
not everybody. It looks so like everyone can do it, but only a very small percentage of people can get to that level of Lil Durk and NBA Young Boys and them. And when you get there, you're supposed to take it, you know, to the next level. So people laughing at you like niggas is really down deep.
Yep.
Well, here's the way I see it. I mean, it goes to
And
the topic of just black people in general. Like, black people don't have that type of mindset. They don't think about cleaning up their image to provide a better life for their family and stuff. Especially
that's
when it
where
comes from the
people
street.
like That's where people like Gunna, as much as what he did is not condoned, but he is inspiring somebody to be like, you know what? I could change. I could do better. You know, we need more people like that. Be like Drake. You can still make music like that, but you gotta be out the streets. Who cares if niggas gonna talk shit about you? You know, it's
Yeah.
like your life depends on it. It's you know.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. It's
It's
because
still
niggas
F
got too
Drake
much
though.
ego and pride. Niggas got too much ego and pride. They care about their street rep and all that shit. So
Yeah.
that's
It's
why they're
Yeah,
not
still F
rapping.
Drake.
I mean that's the
I
thing.
don't
Is
know why
like,
Drake is doing that, but you know.
but that's where it gets deep, and we start blaming the record labels and what is marketable because these niggas is not getting plays by algorithms. These niggas are not getting deals if they're not rapping like that. If they're not doing that. So it's
Yeah.
like, who's to blame? It's us to blame too, but it's also being pushed, you know, by the ones in power. They're
Mhm.
paying us to be criminals. They're paying us to be ratchet. That's why you see Boss Mandilos, you see Sexy Reds. You know what I'm saying? Niggas should be giving them game like, yo, yeah, blow up. Utilize how you grew up to get up there. But when you get up there, you know, be a little different. Be like Kanye. Kanye rapped about, you know, fucking bitches and all that shit. He still does that. But then he goes on this shit and he starts talking his shit. Like, I don't fuck with George Bush. On live TV.
No, I ain't
That's
gonna lie. I ain't gonna
real.
lie.
And this
That,
nigga now has a big following. To the day he dies, he can drop a shoe, $20. I just made a mill overnight. I don't need nobody. That's what niggas need to start doing. He's not in jail like Dirk.
Let me ask y'all this: what's y'all's input on like the Playboy Cardis though?
We were talking about the other day.
Look, this is why
He
I
goes
want to say
hard,
this for the next
but
stream, bro. I want to say this for the next stream because we keep going to this topic, so I feel like we need to have a whole stream on this specific topic about the
I bet.
lazy Dims, the Playboy Cardis, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what I'm saying. Next stream, we're streaming on Friday too. So Friday evening, we're gonna hop back on this and really
Yeah.
go deep within that topic.
What was his
Because
question about Playboy Cardi though?
what was your question about Playboy Cardi?
I ain't gonna lie. It's the first of the month. We're gonna save it.
Okay.
We're gonna save it.
I hate this guy.
I know, right?
Well, y'all, look, this was a good stream. Sir, you came a little later, but we really got deep into politics. I definitely learned a lot from that. Just listening to Bang and Meech and Mel talk. But definitely we're gonna touch up on the topic about music Friday. All the viewers we had I saw about like 22 people in here joining in and out. We appreciate all y'all. Definitely join back Friday.
New
Y'all tap
Music
in and then
Friday.
also look into our channel, Such Is Life. Marlo's gonna put the link on his
Sir.
Twitch channel and everything. We'll be uploading clips, so y'all make sure y'all tune in and everything. We appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all.
For sure.
I'm gonna holler at y'all boys, man.
All right, twin.